Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Laureli Shimayo. This is our MeWe Awakening panel for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest and many online. We're getting started again in person, hopefully in just a month, in November in Portland and December in Seattle, and many events online. So this is our Awakening panel where we have a number of practitioners on the panel that will be available to answer your questions. It's free to be here to listen and learn, and it's a small price to ask a question of the panel. There was a question about what question, kind of questions. You can ask questions about if your pets have illness and wanting to understand what's happening or better ways to work with them. Sometimes it's the way you've had a diagnosis, sometimes it's something else. We might recommend that you go see a practitioner again. I'm going to put some fine print, by the way. Here's some fine print I should add. I'm going to put it in the chat too, and I'm going to read it out. You can ask questions about your own health, about other people's health. Some practitioners will give responses to people that are not here. Others, they really want to have permission in various ways before we share. The fine print, I'll just read out. By participating in this event, the attendee understands that most of us, are not medical doctors and are not giving medical advice. Some may be medical doctors. They're not giving medical advice during this event. The attendee further agrees that information gained from this event is for educational purposes only. Please seek allopathic medical attention if needed. The attendee indemnifies MeWe fairs and practitioners from any results related to the application of these educational materials in practice. Thanks so much for the fine print. Yeah, so asking personal questions, meaningful personal questions are great. Practitioners work on all kinds of things, and we're going to have the practitioners introduce themselves, so you'll get a chance to know very specifically how they practice and what kinds of things they do. There's something else I was going to share. Well, yeah, so we're going to do practitioner introductions and talk a bit about medical intuition for people and animals, and then we'll be answering questions. We have a few people that had questions from last week that we didn't get to, so they'll have an opportunity to go first if they are here. We've got Jocelyn, Amrita, and Amy. And then anyone else is welcome to ask questions as well. We request that you pay first and let us know in the chat that you've paid, and then we'll get you on the list to ask a question. I'll put the information again in the chat. Oops. No, it does not all fit today. I had some trouble with pasting last time. Let me see if this works again. Oops, I got the information in the chat so you know how to pay. Yeah, and then in just a moment, we'll get started with the practitioners doing their introductions. So practitioners, you'll have about, go ahead and take 2 to 3 minutes to introduce yourself and share who you are and all that you offer, and talk a bit about medical intuition, and then we'll come around and talk about it again a little bit. And I will put the practitioners up in the spotlight too. Let me get a bunch of us up here. And yeah, choose an order to share, and we'll get started doing that. Let's see, and Julia, do you want to, if you could maybe turn on your video just for a moment, and I'll get you up here in the spotlight. And you can welcome to turn it back off if you want.
Come on.
Okay, great. I'm gonna get you up here in the spotlight. Okay. Go ahead, and if you want to, you can turn your video camera back off. That's fine.
Oh, am I on the spotlight thing, or?
Well, actually, do you want to share first? Actually, tip the camera down a little bit, and maybe let's have you share first.
Okay, is this a better angle?
You tip it down a little bit more. Tip it down a good bit.
Like forward down or just straight down?
So we see your blind and your forehead. We don't see you.
Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, we can see your face. Can you do just a little bit more?
Yeah. Nose is coming through.
Yeah, tip it down a little bit more. I know it's down more. It feels like it's not moving. Can you?
It's all the way down.
Okay, well, that's what you can do. That's okay. Go ahead. So share about who you are and what you do.
Okay, my name is Julia Kulak, and I am a clair-blended empath, so I have all 4 of the intuitions. I can access knowing, feeling, seeing, and hearing. I tend to channel a lot in my readings. It just sort of spontaneously comes through. I have done a little bit of mediumship, although I'm not officially a medium, and this is my first time doing medical intuition officially. I've done a couple of sessions with people, So, and I don't have any experience with animals, but I can always look and see what I get. So thank you.
That's great. Thanks so much. And Julie is one of these great examples of someone that came, like Julie, I don't remember what experience you'd had when you first came to one of our events, but it seemed like while you've been here and working with practitioners, you realized that you had all these talents and all this world has opened up for you over the last years. Is that true?
Yeah, Kirsten helped a lot too. We keep talking every once in a while. So
Yeah. One of our practitioners at our fair, she's saying it's great. Yeah. People realizing they've got all kinds of gifts. All right. Thanks, Julia. Yeah. It's up to you how much you want to leave your camera on. It's fine if you don't want it on. All right. So let's have Cynthia and Dr. Nadine share next, and then we'll have Dr. Aubrey, Audrey, and Dr. Donna.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Cynthia Okimoto. I'm actually from the Pacific Northwest, born and raised in Seattle. And I made my way to school in California, then Beijing for a few years, where I learned Reiki levels 1 and 2. And then I learned the master level in India. And now I'm in New York, where I've been for the past 14 years. And I've been doing Reiki and healing, all different types of modalities for the past 15, 16 years. I consider myself a medium. My specialty right now is definitely pets and animals. I have a very strong natural connection with them. I'm told it's from another, a past life, or maybe I was a vet. And but I do have private coaching clients as well, for those of you who are interested in taking a deeper dive. I don't like to work with anyone for too long, but I really get to the root of things pretty quickly. Happy to be here tonight.
Thanks so much, Cynthia. Dr. Nadine, and then Dr. Aubrey.
Hello, everybody. It is wonderful to be in your presence. I work with a huge team of archangels, ascended masters, the animal kingdom, mineral kingdom, elementals, and we join together. I simply am the voice piece, and we step into and merge with your space to find out what is the information your higher self is wanting to communicate with the part of you that's in body. I am a master healer. I work with animals and humans of all ages, all dimensions, and there's another piece there that maybe at the end I'll talk about with teenagers. But for right now, we're here to be of service to whoever is asking.
Thanks so much, Dr. Nadine. Go ahead, Dr. Aubrey.
Hi, my name is Dr. Aubrey Wallace. I'm a naturopathic doctor in Washington State. I've been a certified medical intuitive and practicing since 2013. My medical intuitive readings actually in person are a little different. I do something with art. I draw a map of your energy field. That being a really strong empath, that helps me be a little bit more objective and clean with my readings. So my guides gave me that as a tool. So I'll draw a map of you and then use that for the readings in the full version of the readings. And today I will do the other part of my readings, which is I call the window of health, which is given in guidance for about 8 categories. And usually I can give some pretty quick guidance on the main factors contributing to health. For me, medical intuition is about guideposting towards health versus figuring out illness. So bring me what you're concerned with, and I'll see if I can help you get as quickly as possible towards your steps to that. Thanks.
Thanks, Dr. Aubrey. Then, yeah, Audrey and Dr. Donna.
Hello, everybody. My name is Audrey Lee. My regular specialties include astrology, numerology, tarot, destiny cards, and then, of course, communicating with the spirits or anybody. So today I'm going to use the medical astrology branch of astrology. I'm going to look into probably your psychological reasons or spiritual reasons for the physical condition. Then of course, the spirit will be talking maybe through cards or other things. So I look forward to talking with all of you. Thank you.
Dr. Donna.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Donna Sauer. My background is in biology and zoology, and I taught medical sciences for about 30 years. I am an animal communicator and an energy healer and balancer of animals. And I also do doula work for animals that are crossed over or are crossing over. And I do mediumship work with animals that have crossed over. When I do my healings, sometimes I go over the animal with my hands. Sometimes I take a deep dive as a little submarine and go inside of them to see what one thing I do want to emphasize is, as Laureli said, I am not a veterinarian. I'm not a medical doctor. So what information I'm given by spirit to help an animal, it's always animal's highest good, is only as not as a diagnosis or prognosis, but is just simply to help the guardian to help their pet and the pet to help themselves too, because they are individuals. They are each a unique soul, and they are perfectly capable of bringing about their own healing, although sometimes they take on their owner's problems too. So anyway, if you have any information that you'd like to think about or talk about with your animal tonight, please let us know. Thanks. Bye.
And also, Audrey, so the way we did it with the last panel is we had people provide birth date, time, place beforehand so that the astrologer could pull up their chart. Did you want to do that today too? Should we try to get information ahead of time, or are you doing it with?
No, it's not
Okay.
necessary.
Okay, great. All right, cool. Great, all right. And then I'm also Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader and a body psychology coach. I don't specifically do medical intuition, although I might have insight into you and who you are in some way that is relevant to your question. Certainly that is about a different topic. I'm happy to jump in, and I'm going to be here as facilitating today. All right, great. Practitioners, yeah. So Dr. Nadine, I know you wanted to jump in and say something else about teens. Anything else you all want to share just about medical intuition or just listening to each other? Sometimes something else comes up that you want to share.
So I've been asked to teach a class to teens. So if you happen to have a teenager, a preteen that is just feeling, a little wompy, a little out of alignment, to reach out and let me know that you are interested. This is going to be a class where they learn how to manage their own energy, how to disconnect themselves from other people's energy. And so starting maybe sometime in November, December timeframe. So if you're interested, the email is drnadine111@gmail.com.
That's great. And I'll put your info again in the chat right now for anyone that's wanting to reach out to you about that.
And like Dr. Aubrey, I'm a naturopath. I specialize in nutrition, but animals and humans.
All right, great. Well, let's see. So just a few things before we start answering questions. And I know we've got a bunch. Like practitioners, anything else you want to share too? Oh yeah, and it turns out we don't need birth time, place information, evidently. Yeah, practitioners, anything else? Go ahead. Okay, it looked like maybe some of you did. Just double checking. All right, so before we answer questions, we believe that everyone's intuitive, so you might want to notice if something comes through you. It's a great opportunity to check what insight you have with what the practitioner shares, a way of getting confirmation. You might have information come through that's valid that we don't share about as well. You might want to have something to write down. Often the information that comes is fleeting, so it's helpful to have it so you can remind yourself what it was. We request that you allow the attention to stay up on the panel tonight. So if something does come through for you, please hold it until we're done answering someone's question. And then if you want to, you're welcome to private chat with them and ask them if they'd like to hear what came through for you. Please honor whatever they share. Know that they might be full after hearing our answers, and trust that what came through you is for some other purpose. Also, oh yeah, sorry, I'm a little not as settled today. When you ask a question, we may answer in a way that's deeper than you want us to share in this recorded public format, or we may share about other topics that for us are related, but that you don't want us sharing about here, and that's totally fine. Please just let us know either before we start or interrupt us in the middle and redirect us back to what you'd like us to be sharing about here. We're here to serve you. We're here to honor you. So please let us know how we can do that. All All right, great. I think that's everything. There's one more practitioner that might be coming, and I'll reach out to that person after we get started. Just so you all know, that is Karen Coccia. She does quantum energy healing, and she might join us. So I'll let you know if she appears. Dr.
Can I
Nadine,
say,
yeah.
yeah, can I just say one more thing is
Yeah.
that all of us are actually reading you while you ask your question, and we may have input, but as we're watching you and your energy field, if you personally start to go into tilt, you may notice that one or more of us back off and uncheck ourselves from providing information for you. And that's really to keep you in alignment and keep you in flow so that your body is not going into overwhelm. So it's not that we're not wanting to give you information, we're just watching you at a higher level to make sure that you're integrating and absorbing what is being offered and given.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, and everyone, that's part of why we love to bring you up here and on Spotlight and have your camera on. We're getting so much information from you as you're asking. So it's not just your words, we're listening to all kinds of aspects, hearing in various ways. I'll call like hearing all kinds of aspects in what you share. All right, so we've got Jocelyn here first from last time. Jocelyn, yeah, I see Jocelyn here. Did you want to come up and ask your question? I imagine it's the same Jocelyn. Yeah, if that's you, Jocelyn, that's here, is that the you from last time? I haven't gone back to check to see email address and things like that. Are you the one that had a question on last week? And I can go back and check. Yeah, and if you're not available, you're not responding right now, it might not be you. We'll go to the next one and we'll sort that out here as we're going along. So I'm Rita, I think I saw. No, is she here? And they may come a little bit later. Yeah, and I'll refund anyone that doesn't come today too. Well, Amy, I know Amy's here. All right, let's start with Amy. All right, you're up on the spotlight. What is your question?
Couldn't hit my mute button. I had, I guess, general health and messages that you have. And I'm wondering if I feel like I am, but I guess I'm looking for some validation of, am I on the right spiritual path doing what I'm doing now?
So practitioners, let me raise your hand when you're ready to answer. And I'll say just a little bit before they start. I haven't seen any hands up yet. Your energy feels a little heavy. There's some way that you feel tired. And yeah, one of the talents that I imagine you have in your eyes is called priest, priestess. I think you also have scholar. So scholar is about learning, absorbing information to build knowledge and share knowledge, so that you love to learn and you want to share what you know. Scholars can be very neutral and see all kinds of sides to things. So it can be harder for them to trust their own opinions. Another talent you have is priest, priestess, and that one does actually have opinions fairly well. But I think that you tend to judge inwards and you have a heart, you judge yourself more. So not trusting yourself as much. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that somehow that part of you has been squashed a bit by someone else, like in not trusting yourself. But you almost might have another talent that's called warrior, that's very strong in the body, but for some reason, there's just something else really weighing in your energy. And so you said in terms of going the path, I'm assuming that there's some struggle with expressing your purpose right now. And I don't know if there's something else in the way of that that's biological in part, but there's some not trusting yourself. Like I feel like you have a sense of know what it is for you to do, and there's just fears and stories and things that are holding you back. Yeah, so I'll stop there. And then, and by the way, practitioners too, we want to see if we can keep ourselves to 3 minutes or less each. So we've already got 6 questions, and yeah, and I know one of the other people I called earlier is here, just waiting to go a little bit later. All right, Amy, we've got Audrey and Dr. Aubrey both in line for you right now. Go ahead, Audrey, first.
Thank you for being here. Okay, so what I feel about your energy is that you have, and I'm using partial astrology. Now it says that you have probably been kind of worried for a while about the material things. The material world of your life probably include work, money, that kind of just practical, tangible stuff. And sometimes that kind of energy could be like dust. It settles, one layer after another layer, and so on and so forth. And then so, that could become like a subconscious type of energy that affects your internal bones or the circulations. But again, the part about your physical health, I see, is more about the actual physical energy, not like breathing in or not like catching a flu. So it's more internal, and it's like a layer by layer type of situation. So I feel that you probably would like to work on replacing or changing some habits, or like replacing. Okay, I'm going to do it differently now, or I'm going to go to my job and think on a different level of feelings, or that kind of thing. So I'm seeing a change, a replacement of the energy. So that would help you improve your health. If you're ever concerned about anything that is on the lower level, on the internal level, then that's what I see.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Audrey. Go ahead, Dr. Aubrey.
Amy. So I didn't mention I'm very detailed. So if I get too detailed, let me know and I'll back off a little bit.
I'll get a new page.
Okay, so in general, I'll try to be brief. I got that you're in a chakra 7 focus for me, which means that you're probably in a big life change of some sort. There's some major shift that's happening, and that's the main thing that's contributing to your health imbalance right now, if it's imbalanced. I got that your strength is your heart, your community and what you're passionate about, and your heart group, the things you love, the people you love, who you right now, I did get quite a couple of things going on with your health. There's a fairly strong musculoskeletal pattern hitting your neck, that's chakra, and that you may want to look at getting some structural support, and possibly exercise is either off one way or the other with that one. I did get that water is a huge imbalance for you. I don't know, we might want to look at how you're handling water, if you're drinking enough water, if you're around water, how water is working for you. And nutritional is a focus, but it's hard to get anybody to talk about their diet. So if that's something you want to ask specific questions about, I'm happy to narrow it down. They also gave me that you're a strong empath, and that seems to be affecting your life, especially your energy. That seems to be the main thing going on with the fatigue in my world, although I do think the musculoskeletal and the water are playing in. And that you're having a lot of allergies. I've got environmental allergies, food allergies, pretty big food allergies, and somewhat of what I call an emotional allergy, which means kind of when something happens, your reaction is kind of automatic. And they told me that your reaction is like, I'm okay. Like, no matter what happens, I'm okay, right? So you might want to watch if you feel yourself doing that, are you? Like, are you okay? And check back and see if you're picking up anything from people. So that's kind of the stream of my detail. Was there any of that you would like any more input on?
I think you hit a lot of stuff right on, because I definitely struggle with water, and I'm a Pisces and I don't drink enough water. So
you might even need to be near water if you're an empath. Just find your water. Sometimes it's drinking it, sometimes it's being in it. That makes a big difference. Good luck.
thank you.
All right, so next we've got Cynthia, Dr. Nadine, and Julia. I was probably bouncing in and out. I'll have to pull her back up here. Okay, great. Go ahead, Cynthia.
Hi, Amy. So I got a really kind of literal message, so I had to ask Spirit for more clarification. So a lot of times when we're asking if we're on the right path or not, it can be a straight line or up and down. But for you, I really saw it being pulled over to the left, which, you know, there's controversies at the masculine or the feminine, but when I asked, it was definitely more of the feminine. So the feminine is either overactive or underactive for you, which kind of goes in line with what Dr. Aubrey was saying with regards to water and being Pisces. Or I don't know if you said that, but just like the water part. And as you know, you do have a like a female body, and liquids are really important. Like the feminine is really important right now. We're going through, I think all the planets are in retrograde right now. So the hydration aspect is really important for you to be more in tune with your inner world. So the inner world is feminine. It's more so the real estate below the head, not the neck. So when we ask ourselves, is this right? Is this wrong? There are other places that we can ask within ourselves. So you can ask your heart, you can ask your uterus, your pelvic floor, just like the lower parts of our body are going to really help guide you. I don't know if you listen to Esther Abraham Hicks, but they kind of have a nice way to move in more with the vibration and kind of go up or get back in line in a way that's gentle and smooth and more feminine, as opposed to willing or asserting how we're going to get to where we're getting. So obviously it's, you asked about paths, so you know, it's the journey and the destination. And we don't have to necessarily be concerned with the fastest, quickest, most direct route. That's the masculine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the feminine also reminds us that, you know, we can really go with the flow, and, you know, we can go wider, we can take the path of least resistance. And so I really see you getting in touch with your femininity a little bit more. Tons of videos online about how to do that, using like Qigong or Tai Chi, gentle breath work, but it's really about following innerly, like the pleasure, feeling a little bit better, feeling all of your feelings, and just noticing what's happening in your body without judgment.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Dr. Nadine and then Dr. Donna.
So I will say, Amy, that we will say, there is someone standing in front of you, blocking. So you're very difficult to read right now, since you stepped in and asked the question. So who is it in your life that doesn't want you to step forward and empower yourself in the truth of who you are? And we really suggest that you do some work to remove that person's energy from your field, number one, from your emotional body, number two, so that you can reclaim all of who you are. And I've heard two other practitioners talk about the feminine. So big, huge, bing, 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 bing. Look to the feminine line in your genetic. Who does not want you to hear? Who does not want you to see? Who does not want you to be empowered and to step into all of who you are? And with that, we will step back.
Thank you.
Dr. Donna, go ahead.
Hi. I don't usually do people, but when Laureli said that she felt like a heaviness for you, that I immediately felt that too, almost like a squishing from your head down, or a kind of a sad heaviness. And so I just tell you what I saw. I saw you just like breaking loose, like boom, and you were doing cartwheels, boom, 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 as fast as you could go, just letting off energy. And I also saw you running on a beach beside an ocean and dipping into the waves and coming back out and just running as fast as you could. So I don't know if that's something you can do, cartwheels and running on the sand, but that's what I saw. It was kind of a release, a breaking open for yourself. So,
everyone was right on. So thank you. All of that.
And I want to say just I didn't speak fully about all the positive things of the talents that I see in you. So warrior is very grounded and very practical and can move things forward very solidly. I get that you're tired right now. I imagine you've had to persevere and push through a lot of things. So you have that as a strength when it's of service to you. Priestess not only have strong opinions, they see potential and possibility. They want to inspire and motivate people to stretch and reach that possibility. They can push forward too hard, but they also can create a context by which what's wanted is known, and then they totally trust the journey. So your lessons are about turning that inwards. You do turn it inwards, and so it's really trusting your own journey and trusting you're on your path, and not giving yourself a hard time for not doing enough or more or faster, any of those things. And I assume someone had all those judgments, and so just given who you are, a tendency to take those on more. And then scholar really is about building wisdom and wanting to share that wisdom with others. So you bring a body component, an emotional component, and an intellectual component. So you have all three of those.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you so much for your question, and thank you so much for waiting until today.
Thanks.
Is someone, Dr. Aubrey, did you want to say something else? Go ahead.
I just saw Julia was raising her hand.
Oh, great, Julia. Let's get Julia. So let's see, Julia, I have to get you up. Thank you so much for, Julia, can you turn on your video again for a moment? I'll bring you up to spotlight. All right, go ahead, Julia. Yes, share your insight too with Amy. You're muted. Julia, let's get you unmuted. Julia, you're still muted. Okay.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
It's actually easier if I just unmute it. Then you do the hosty mute
Okay,
thing.
sorry. Yeah.
But,
go ahead.
okay. The first thing I saw when I tuned in was your heart, and so I guess from the other practitioners, it's just confirming what they already said about it's a symbolic, where you thrive, pretty much your heart chakra, and giving to people, and having a deep heart-centered connections with people. The other thing, I'm just also reaffirming what Laureli said about, I think that you are on the right path and you know what to do, but you just have a hard time trusting that you know what to do, and you have a lot of doubts about whether you will be able to accomplish what you want to in this lifetime. I also feel like there is also that feminine person standing in your way. There's a kind of like a symbolic knife slashing down, like, no, you shouldn't. They want you to be someone who you're not. They want you to be their version of who you are, not your version. So it would be very beneficial for you to break out of their box. It's kind of like you're peeking out of a little box, trying to figure out how to break out. But okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I went to an event this weekend and I said I had shame about hiding myself. And I work in public, so I saw hiding myself. So, thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Amy for letting us be here and support you. Okay, let's see. So Jocelyn, just let us know whenever you want to go. You can go now, or you can wait till later in the order. And then we've got Amrita, Amy just went. So Amrita, Liza, Sarah, Jesse, Olga, Amber, Brandy, and Dee. All right, so we got a lot of you again. I think Amrita's not here. Okay, and Jocelyn hasn't said anything. So I think Liza, you're next. Okay, great.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Liza.
Hi.
Thanks
Hi,
for
how are you?
joining us.
My question is for my physical body. I've been having some issues lately, and actually last night I woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning and I was in a trance, and I started working, and I realized that my mother was around and she was leading me to clean the house, and then I woke up with my lower back pretty much healed. But my my left shoulder has been having a lot of problems, and I'm just wanting to find out more information on that. It just kind of came about 4 weeks ago, and it's just been getting worse and worse. And I just got a new job that's actually an assembly job in about 2 weeks or 3, and I'm just kind of concerned about that. I had a reading a little while ago in another circle, and I was really super aware and confident about how they were expressing that I didn't need to go through. I was basically, in a sense, imposing all these like physical ailments. In a sense, it's kind of like forcing myself to slow down. And actually, that's kind of been sort of my life. And it really resonated with me because I realized that I don't have to do that anymore. And all other things that were said in the reading and stuff like that. So it really made me free, and it helped me a lot. It like I lifted a lot, but I still have this remaining thing that I'm really super concerned about, and I just don't know what's happening with that. And yeah, so
And is your shoulder freezing where you can't raise your shoulder?
yeah, the chiropractor said it was impinged. But I mean, I literally, yeah, and it just got worse yesterday early on in the day. It just, like, I went to reach up for something, and I can't even, lift up my arm. And I used to be a very physical person back in the day, but I haven't been. And part of that just due to a lot of injuries that I've had. And so I've sort of like not done a lot of stuff because I'm afraid I'll get injured again. So, but yeah, it's just, yeah, I'm just trying to, I really want to work through it and find out what's really like going on a deeper level than just this physical thing.
And do you know that you really want this job?
I want the job because it's a secure job, and from what I understand, it's a lot less as physical demanding. But I mean, it's not necessarily my perfect job. I would love to work for a nonprofit, but my work background is not huge. It's not like I'd be able to get a job over some other people that have like degrees and things like that. And I would need to be able to be making at least like $15 or $16 an hour. And so yeah, just really difficult because my unemployment literally ended this week. And so this next job that I do have, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm really scared because if my arm doesn't
Right.
get better, then they might say, hey, look, you're not able to do the work,
Yeah.
so we can't really continue to hire you. And I'm on contract, so
Yeah.
it's a temp to hire kind of situation.
Sure, and I got it. Yeah. So we've got a few people in line with answers, and I just frozen shoulders really hard for a challenge for women over a certain age. I know I have a book with some exercises you can do carefully. We've got Audrey in line and then Dr. Aubrey in line. Go ahead, Audrey.
Okay, thank you. All right, so by looking at your overall energy and also astrology, it shows me that on the right side of your body, I feel that there's a lot more points. Whether it's meridian points, or something more emphasis of the things that you need to work on. But the left shoulder, you said, you mentioned left shoulder. It actually shows me by astrological sign is the sun and the Mars and Mercury. So the sun, Mercury, Mars, they are all lower planets. They're personal planets, which means that they are not so much of a karmic message for you, or karmic lesson, or karmic injuries. And then also they do a crossbody to the right side of the lower torso, the lower torso area, almost like the appendix or the female reproductive organ area. So that is the cross point, or that is, I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm probably not using the right terminology. So, it's as if an acupuncturist, if they were to put some needles in you, they would put on the right side, the lower torso. So anyway, I just want to reassure you that the left shoulder does not seem to be deeply injured. So that's basically what I'm seeing. And then when you mentioned very quickly about your mother having that interaction, or that she visited you, okay, so I feel that she is telling me that she's a little bit worried about your finances. But of course, she wants to be very positive, upbeat. But she does mention that she's a little concerned, probably this is only a temporary transitional period for you. So far, yeah, that's what I'm getting for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we've got Dr. Aubrey and then Cynthia.
Hi, Eliza.
Hi.
So I actually got fairly similar to Audrey there. I got that this is a second chakra imbalance for you, is where I'm feeling it, which is around usually power, money, lower back a little bit. And that in this case, I feel like you're kind of stuck on risk taking. It's maybe hard for you to, feel like it's an emotionally okay to step out and take a risk. Your strength right now came through as your contract to me. Like, I know you know what you're here to do and you're supposed to be doing, is the sense I get. And they said that your imbalance is really an emotional allergy. Again, got a lot of those today, I guess, which is an overreaction to what's going on. And what I heard from yours is you're frozen with fear. So your body will go into a freeze with fear around what's coming. They said to step back. They just yelled that in my head, step back. I don't know what that means, but I assume that means you may want to look at what your choices are coming up here. And if that is in alignment with what you're going to be doing with your overall work. They also gave me kind of a strange one for my system, which they said your galactic tribe. They said something, and they are the ones that are not interfering, but your contract is to really be connecting with that group right now and not be so focused, it seems like, into the second chakra world. So the extremeness of that reaction in your body, I do think your second chakra stuff might have gotten better just recently, or gotten an improvement. Like you said, your lower back started feeling better, but I do think that's where the imbalance is also. And that I don't feel the left shoulder, it feels energetic, probably 98%.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because when I channel or trance, when they come in, whether it's my mother or somebody, I need, you know when they're there. And everything that's happened recently, because I've been getting a lot of downloads. A couple months ago, I got a lot of downloads. When you talked about the galactic, it's so funny. Yes, I really relate to the whole frozen thing, because that makes complete sense, because that's always been, I've been all my life been working through trying to let go of fear, and have fear, because I had anxiety disorder for a long time. I wasn't able to take my medication anymore because I lost my my medical, but I never wanted to stay maintained with medical. I wanted to work through it. And I have in a large way, but I never realized that the remaining fear, whatever the fear is, came, like transmuted into like physical, like that. When you said that kind of really resonated with me. But the galactic, that's like crazy, because Laurel, she already knows, like, there's so much I want to do, but I don't necessarily know how to do it when I'm trying to survive, and pay bills. So like there's this whole part of me that definitely wants to do the work and work with the Federation, all that stuff. But I'm so like afraid, and I'm being an Aries foundation, and just having that security is really important to me. So like working at a job that is, even it's just assembly, if just doing that, if I can get the money to be able to feel more secure so that I can do what I need to do, that's the type of job I don't mind doing, because I'm a very physical person in terms of what I like to do. But I just want to be able to have that financial security so that I can go through it. But at the same time, I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm kind of confused about that.
Can I just clarify there? It is your left shoulder.
Yeah.
So you're needing to step back, and I need to let Cynthia talk here. But the
Okay.
feeling is that's about receiving. So you step back so you can receive. Okay, I'm done.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Dr. Aubrey. Cynthia.
Hi, Liza. So what I saw for you is and don't be alarmed by this. We all have them, but I saw like worms or parasites or something like that in your shoulder when I zoomed in. But we all have all of these bacterias and things in our body. But sometimes what can happen is that it's like a chicken egg thing. It's like we're not really as embodied in our body as much as we can be. And so there can be a certain overgrowth. So I see an imbalance in your shoulder, and it can easily be remedied. You could probably find some sort of like anti-parasite cleanse online, like on Amazon. I know that they have them there. If you have diatomaceous earth, you can take that for 30 days, maybe like orally. I also have like a body zapper, which ionizes the cells, positive, negative, and it creates a very light electrical current. Someone might be renting that in your where you live, and you could do like a treatment for like once a day for a week to kind of just kill everything in that area. When you have parasites or worms, and there's too many of them in your body, what ends up happening is that they have thought forms. It's called like an oversoul, and they have their agenda, and they will tell you like what to do, what to eat, where to go, and you think it's you, or you're just confused. So you really want to make sure for whatever it is that you're doing in life, that you're answering to yourself and not something that's, some things that have been in your body and are taking over. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, the whole thing with like, candida, and candida can overpopulate and do all sorts of different things. Like I also have been noticing that my train of thought and how to communicate, like my ability to express myself, I stutter, and I can't really put words together or formulate ideas really clearly like I used to. So that definitely does make a lot of sense, and I definitely want to look into that, because I've never really thought about it in that form, but definitely that's really interesting. Yeah.
It's great that you have diatomaceous earth, but another really affordable kind of way to kill what's not supposed to be in your body is ozone therapy. And on Amazon, they have a $50 machine where you use bottled or filtered water, and you can do like an ozone calculator for how much is appropriate for you every day. And you can also go to a professional ozone practitioner. They have intravenous ozone, or like a machine that you would step in. And I've personally used it for strep throat, and actually it killed my candida as well. I, just as like a lucky kind of extra bonus, but that's generally a little bit more expensive than doing it yourself, but it is going to be probably faster.
Okay, cool. All right. Wow. I've never heard of that before, but yeah, that's awesome.
Ozone therapy. Mm-hmm.
Ozone therapy. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. All right. Any other comments from Liza? All right, great. Thank you, Liza, for your question, for supporting our panel, and for sharing yourself.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, let's see. So Sarah is next. Unless you're ready to jump in, just let me know whenever. Sarah, let's see where you are.
She can go if she's ready.
Yeah, I know it looked like Sarah just jumped up towards, Sarah just moved, there we go. Sarah, did you want to turn on your video and come up to the front, or do you just want to ask from the side?
I mean, I can show my video if you need to see it, but if you don't need to.
I know, I remember from last week. Does anyone else want to see Sarah's video? And then do you want to be up in the front? It's up to you.
I guess it's fine. I'll just. Okay.
Okay, great. So
And I didn't have a particular question. I just, I have, animals. I have, 2 rescues and a third dog who is not a rescue, but I'm just open to whatever, people receive.
And are you wanting us to specifically speak about your dogs, or what are you
No,
wanting?
anything. And just, yeah, anything.
I noticed just a big difference in your energy when you're asking and now. Like you seem a lot calmer and more focused now, and your eyes are darting a lot as you're asking. It didn't feel like just that you were thinking about them. So yeah, I'm just wondering what it is that has your energy be less settled as you're asking about them. Interesting. Yeah, so just waiting as people are checking in. Go ahead, Cynthia.
Hi, so you said you have 2 dogs?
I mean, in my house, technically, there are 3 dogs, but 2 are mine, and the 2 happen to be rescues.
Oh, okay.
One of whom I know more about than the other one I know 0 things about. But so I guess,
Okay, so one of them, I don't know which one is there like a brown poodle looking one? I don't know.
She's white, but she I think has part poodle.
Okay,
I don't know.
one of them like smaller, I'm seeing it as like a tan brown, but that could be
No,
wrong.
I'm-
But
Yeah.
he back left leg, inner groin is in pain.
The left leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels really raw there for that dog. So a lot of times animals will hide what's going on, or maybe she has like a luxating patella or something like that. But that's like the strongest thing that's coming through.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that you can do is you can just like kind of gently, so with animals, like they will sometimes hide their injury. So you can just try to like gently massage her.
Mm-hmm.
Like this.
Like
So she can,
massage her in that area is what you're saying, to see if
yeah, on her own.
I think I know, like, the one rescue, his name is Cosmo. He is a little brown one. He when he was like essentially like left in a room all day long, so who knows, he may have injured himself. And he did, when he came, he would what do you call it, like not put pressure on the one leg, so like skip essentially. But we took him to the vet, and the vet, they couldn't see anything with it when we went. And I mean, he doesn't really do it anymore, like the skipping.
Okay.
But if it still might bother him. I don't know.
Okay.
But that's, so it's interesting. I don't remember which one it was, but I'll try to massage it, like that is what will help. I also got some supplements for like, cartilage, tendons, all that stuff.
Good.
But
Good. And then also too, I can't tell if it's the same dog, but like oral hygiene for the dogs, like brushing their teeth is really important. And I'm not getting that it's a serious thing for any of them, but I am getting for one of the dogs on, again, the left side, like here to here, there's some inflammation. So maybe if you can brush their teeth more often or do a water additive, something like that, it would really kind of help with the rawness that I feel.
mhm. Okay,
That's all I got.
thank you.
Thanks, Cynthia. Right, Audrey.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Okay, so I didn't focus on the names or the individual ones. So the first one that jumped out was the one with the strong personality. I don't know, the one with the like maybe more feminine personality too. I know I've heard about Cosmo before, but I don't know about the other two. And there are two of them, 2 out of the 3 that felt that they are complaining, not complaining per se, but that they're really saying, oh, well, people are always away. Or even when your family is at home, they're saying, oh, people are always away, and so we're doing our own thing. So that's what I'm getting from the 2 out of the 3. But the first one that showed up in the psychic vision was the one that says, yeah, well, I need this or I need that. And I never, I'm waiting for my answer. I'm waiting for my food, or I'm waiting for this. So that one is the one that's that has the strong personality. And in that one also, he or she, don't know, I'm not sure. She, okay, I'm gonna say she. So she's been jumping around like a little bit edgy, a little bit restless. The other 2, there's one that says, yeah, I just have not been feeling, maybe because of the winter or the weather, not winter, weather, okay, weather changing, or something that has made the dog just staying home, sleeping, or just laying there, not so active. So that's what I'm getting about number 2. The number 3 one, the third one, I don't get any sense of a physical ailment. Just the first one, the more active one, that one I'm getting probably some, bone, cracking, or just making noise. Okay, not really cracking as in fracture or anything like that. So basically that's what I'm getting today. The third one has no physical issues that I can see.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you didn't say the dog's names. I think some practitioners want to hear their names.
I have Cosmo, he's the miniature Pomeranian, and then Coco is just a regular sized Pomeranian, and then Cricket is the multi-poo mix.
Great. Yeah, see if there's anything else. Is it okay if I ask you another question about you while we're waiting? Or if one of the practitioners, if you have something to share, go ahead. What do you do for work?
Well, I guess career is one of my issues. I'm a nanny right now for infant care, but it's not what I want to be doing for long term, and I always have some issue while I'm working somewhere. There's always something like that I'm not, like frustrated about or something. But so this is a new job. I've only been at it for a month so far. But
I said, my sense is that you, oh, let's see, Donna's got something, so let Donna go, but I just, yeah, I got a sense that you're not doing your work, and that's part of what's going on. All right, let's see, so Donna, and then Audrey may have something else again, and we'll see if someone else does too. Go ahead, Donna. Dr. Donna, you're muted.
Sorry about that. I'm not picking up that individually, each animal. What I'm seeing is that they have among themselves together created I don't know what you call a camaraderie circle. They protect each other, they support each other, and they kind of are shielding each other, shielding the outside away from their circle. So whatever energy is coming at them that is not helping their circle to be compact and loving and warm, they're pushing back as a collective against that. So it's almost like they've created their own family circus. And I'm not seeing them, they just seem very content and purposeful in maintaining that circle of being with themselves. So the energy they're creating is very positive, very loving, and they're very self-satisfied with each other. Like, look what we did. We got the world here. So they seem fine.
Mhm. That's good.
Thanks, Donna. Audrey, what else?
Okay, yeah, just to add a few things, a quick thing. They of course love you. There's no question about that. But they again appear to be, dominantly like yelping or complaining. They say you are not with us. You're never home.
Yeah, I'm never home. I'm never ever home. Like I'm home right now because my mom is out of town, but she's always home. My mom is always, she doesn't work, and she might go to the grocery store, she might go to the gym, but that's about it. She's home with them.
They feel that they're loved, and they know that they are safely at home, but they are just complaining to me like, oh, she's never, so there is that attitude thing. So, but I know, as an outsider, I would say, oh, they love you, but they just want to say it like, oh, she's never, like with an attitude. So, and then they also feel a sense of some kind of a financial awareness, or that they become very adult-like, so they're mature, like, oh, we know our family situation. I know we have a financial, even though, what do dogs know?
But they know because now they have no backyard. We had to downsize and we move an apartment now. So yeah, they're like, what is this? Why I can have a backyard? Maybe that's why they know.
Yeah, but when they talk, they just talk like, they're big shots, or they're frowning or something with an attitude. So it's kind of funny.
Hey, thanks, Audrey. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Aubrey.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
I actually just got kind of a reiteration of last time. But what I felt was when Dr. Donna was talking, it feels like the dogs are trying to demonstrate to you your next thing. You need your heart team, man. So go find your little heart family. They're going to get you going. This step you're on feels like it's about taking you to your heart group. It isn't something you have to do individually. It's taking you to that next step. They're showing you how fun it is.
You mean like for my career wise, you're saying I need to find people that will help me with that?
It felt like last time we read you that you were moving from a sense of being kind of an individual crisis, and that crisis wasn't from anything to do with you not being where you need to be or doing what you need to do. It was actually coming to crisis to make you find your family team, to make you get you to your team. So, and I guess team is not the right word. Humans that you love, that you can bond with and feel safe with. So when Donna was talking, I just felt like that Dr. Donna was talking. The dogs are showing you it. Yeah, that you can have that kind of camaraderie. That was it.
Thank you.
And could you say the dogs' names again? I remember Coco and
Cricket and Cosmo.
all right. I guess maybe just the big thing I'll share just about career paths. So I think I mentioned before, your first talent I think is priest priestess. Priest priestess wants to make a positive impact. So you want to work with enough beings, enough individuals that you can help move them forward. And doing the nannying that you're doing, I don't know that you're accomplishing that with the kids or with their parents, or so there's something about that that's wanting to come through you.
Mhm.
All right, great. Practitioners, if there's anything else. Yeah, so Sarah, yeah, so it sounds like, right, so checking out the injury, right, if there's still an injury in that one's leg, and yeah, finding the people that you love. It's like finding the community of people that really support you.
So was that, did anyone, I'm not quite sure, like, was that something happening soon or something?
I think it's something you have to choose to do, is you have to mobilize your energy towards that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, great. Anyone want to summarize any of the other points? Oh, Donna, go ahead. You're muted still.
That. I just wanted to emphasize to you that rather than thinking in the sense of waiting for something to happen or wanting something to happen, the most important thing that your spirits and your guides can help you with is if you create the intention, it will manifest. So if you say, I want a new career path, I want something positive, and have something very strong in your heart and your mind that you want to develop, trust me, they will help you manifest it, but they cannot do it until you yourself have decided to do that for yourself. So so think about what it is you want and ask for their guidance and their help, and they will come in and help you manifest it.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. Just checking if anyone has anything else. Yeah, thanks so much, Sarah.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your night.
All right, let's see. We've got Jesse or Jocelyn next. Giving Jocelyn an opportunity to jump in. Yeah, maybe I don't see Jocelyn here at the moment. All right, Jesse. Oh, and sorry, I spelled your name wrong on something.
It's okay. Everyone spells it wrong. I'm so used to it already. Okay, so I'm very open to if you have anything for me or for my Yorkie.
Yeah, Donna, don't look. Yeah.
I can actually even,
Mm.
she's right there.
Oh.
Pebbles.
And what is your doggy's name?
Her name is Pebbles.
Oh, right.
She got scared. She's like, what's going on?
Anything for you or for Pebbles? Is there anything specifically about you that you want to have us focus on, or?
No, nothing specific.
Pebbles didn't look particularly energized right there, but Pebbles
She was
just-
laying down. Yeah, she was sleeping. She was really deep in sleep when I put the camera in front of her.
Does Pebbles play with other dogs much?
No,
Does
she's
she
very particular who she likes.
Mhm. Well, yeah, Yorkies can be particular. I grew up with one for in a couple weeks. I had one. It was my very, very first dog, just for a couple weeks. Let's see. Audrey's got something, and then Yeah, Audrey, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, this Pebbles. Okay, so he's saying that he's been kind of quiet lately, more than normal or more than before. Okay, so that is the feeling that he's trying to show me. He says that he doesn't really get out much, but he would like to. You know, that is of course always an ultimate. He would love to do that. I asked him if there is any discomfort, any problems. He said, no, no. He just says it very briefly, no. And he says he would like to just find somebody to talk to. I don't know what that means, either doggy friend, you know, or people friend, or somebody to talk to, more on that conversational level. That's what he says. But really, I don't feel any physical problems, any issues. Yeah, just staying quiet and being kind of kept to himself. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting for you.
All right. Thank you.
Great. Julia's next, and then Donna and Dr. Donna and Dr. Aubrey. Go ahead, Julia. You're muted. I will wait for you to unmute.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I know this is on medical intuition, but there's a spirit who really wants to say things, and I've never done this before. So bear with me. I think it's an acquaintance. I think they died in a car accident or something. Like, you didn't know them that well, but they just want to, like, they're helping you from the other side, and they're just saying goodbye, and they're like, you know, they're smiling and waving and saying that things don't matter. Like, the things that they used to worry about, they don't worry about over here, like on the other side, because they don't have the same emotional gravity. And I think they want to help you sort of not be so uptight about things. Like you're laid back about a lot of things, but then there's another whole subset of things that you get really upset about, and they're just trying to help you with that. Does any of this resonate with you?
Not car accident, motorcycle accident.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I guess we can all be uptight about certain things. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. You're welcome.
Thanks, Julia. That's great. Part of what we all get to do with each other is like stretch out into, you know, doing things we're not as comfortable doing. Okay. Any more just before we finish with you, Julia? Is there anything else? Okay, great. Let's see, Dr. Donna, Dr. Aubrey, and Cynthia.
Hi. Well, this is what I got from your dog, Pebbles, is it? Is that the right? So how old is she?
She's like 10.
About 10, okay. So what she's saying is, and this is not meant to be critical of you, I'm just trying to explain to you where she's coming from. She said she wants more of a say in her life. And she said she wants to be listened to. And by that, I got that she wants you to talk with her out loud in your mind, and not only just talk at her, but she wants you to talk with her, and she wants you to listen to her messages that she's giving back to you, a real conversation, okay, soul to soul or spirit to spirit. She said she never asked what I want. It's always on her time, her schedule, her food. And so she's wanting you to just inquire and respect her. And she said, you think I don't like some other dogs. So she said, and she was showing me walking around PetSmart, and she was just sniffing every counter, everything. She said, she's not picking out food or anything, but just all the other dogs that have been in there. She said she really enjoyed that. And she said, I need to have doggy experiences. That's what I'm here for. I reincarnated as a dog, and I want to be a dog. I want to have dog experiences. And just so you know that dogs live probably 95% of their life with smells. Okay. And that is where their world is. They can smell thousands of times better than we can. And so she's showing me being outside in a park, walking. She's calling it, quote, she even put it in quotes for you, real living, real dog living. And that is getting out, being in a park, having the rain in her face, smelling. And she said she really needs to, at this stage of her life, to be able to, I guess you just call it, she's calling it real living for a dog. So it's not meant for any judgment on you at all. It's just that I think that she is a beautiful, I see her as a beautiful, if you had to have an apartment dog, she would be it. I mean, she's just, I think she likes to snuggle. I think she likes quietness quite a bit of the time. But I think that now that she's getting towards the end of her life, she's saying, wait a minute, how about some of this other stuff? Let's go travel. Let me, smell stuff. So hopefully that'll be a little bit of a help to you.
I actually take her out at least 4 to 5 times a day. I actually take her out a lot, actually more than normal people do. And I'm constantly talking to her. I'm like, I put her little face in front of mine and I'm like constantly talking to her, like, tell me, what is it you need right now? But she actually hates the rain. And today was raining and I had to carry her. And I'm like, I don't need to be like, I'm like, I think I'm going to be getting muscle on this arm and like weak on this one with carrying her. I forgot to tell you guys that she was a foster dog and I adopted her 4 years ago. So she actually does not like to snuggle much. I hug her because that's just me. I'm constantly like, I love you, like Pepe Le Pew, but she hates it and she goes like almost crying, like leave me alone. But well, yeah.
Great that you take her out. That's wonderful. I'm just telling you what she said. So maybe that what you're doing is exactly what she wants. Yeah. That she's just affirming that's really good that she wants to do that more, not more, but as is, as you're doing. So that's wonderful that you take her out that much. But again, just try being very quiet and very relaxed and just project your mind or your heart to her and ask her to come forward. I usually ask the animals to come forward like in a tunnel of light and love between our hearts. And you'll see her in your mind. You will see her coming towards you. And then at that point, ask her, may I speak with you now? Can we talk? And then you yourself will benefit because you will be hearing what she's telling you and you'll be surprised. Okay. I'm seeing, she just showed me a big red heart. So I know that she loves being with you. So, yeah. But I think that she just wants that, maybe it's more, okay, how do I say this? I think she wants you to grow yourself into your spiritualism.
Okay.
Where you are at, but I think that she wants you to grow more into that so you can communicate more with her.
Okay. So, that makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you for taking her out so often. That's really cool.
Yeah. And then I'm constantly running places. So she's running with me. I go, run, run, run. She runs. She does enough exercise. My goodness.
Okay. She's got a lovely home. Good for her. Good for you.
Thanks, Dr. Donna. We've got Dr. Aubrey and then Cynthia. Go ahead, Dr. Aubrey.
Hi, Jesse. So I didn't get much from Pebbles, but what I got for you was that I was supposed to talk to you about your 5th chakra a little bit. And what I saw was a little, kind of a little rough. It looks to me almost like they showed me that you had these like shackles on your throat and it was like you were being almost pulled back and held back. And it almost looked like, do you know the beautiful girl with Jabba the Hutt? I'm sorry, that's a really extreme vision, but it was like kind of being being held as a beautiful symbol for somebody or something. And your strength is chakra 3. And they were like, you know who you are. Like, you know what you need to express, and you know who you are. My sense was the question to ask yourself is, will I break free and let myself do that? I wondered a little bit when Dr. Donna was talking about pebbles, if that guidance was also for you, like she's wanting to maybe see you express you all the way out in the world and just break free of some of those shackles and get out.
Thank you.
That makes sense.
Thanks so much, Dr. Aubrey. Cynthia, go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, Jesse. So first, I just wanted to weigh in on how dogs communicate from my experience. So they don't necessarily lie, but they're very truthful about how they experience it. So even though you take her out 4 to 5 times a day, to her, it's just like, I don't want to say it's not enough, but like she probably, like most dogs, wants to go out more, wants to sniff more, wants to have more of those type of experiences. And then I'm also a holistic dog trainer. So one of the things that I teach my clients is that every 24 hours, it really works for you to take your dog out on a sniffing walk. Well, 2 sniffing walks, like one of them is around the perimeter of your block. So they can mark their turf and have a really good pulse on what's happening in their hyperlocal community. And the other thing is to go on an explore walk where you're going to a new area, new neighborhood, like for what we do in New York, because it's more of a metropolitan areas. Like sometimes I'll bring the dogs into like a laundromat, or we like go into the T-Mobile store, Best Buy, like places where, they would just have an idea of like something that I do, when we're not always together. So it doesn't necessarily have to always be another like dog park or a restaurant. It could be, a place that you would never go to on your own. Like, you have T-Mobile, but you go into Verizon, like it's totally fine. And then you can have a new experience together. That's really nice. Physically, I think from her, it feels like her stomach's a little bit acidic, which is very normal for dogs. They also live and make decisions primarily from their stomach and gut. So I don't know if she's only eating dry food. Mixed with.
She eats hard food that's always there, but I make her food myself.
You make her food. Oh, that's
Yeah.
so wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm still getting that, like, it just feels a little bit, and she could be taking on some of your stuff, but it just feels like a little bit like hotter than what is comfortable, and then a little bit raw. So I don't know, like, meaning it's not as smooth. Maybe there's like reflux or digestion, something like that. So you might want to just research that a little bit more and see what you can add to her diet to balance it out a little bit. And then what is the brand of dry food? Is it prescription or?
No, it's like for older dogs. Actually, she's the most pickiest dog ever. I must have gone through like 10 brands in Petco before I actually got this one that she liked.
Okay.
And thank God that I can return it back, because if not, I would have been broke by now.
Okay, that's wonderful. Yeah, but so her primary diet is you cook for her? Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. Yeah. So I think part of the issue that she could be taking on from you, and this is very normal that our pets would do this, is it really feels like something with your I think it's your solar plexus, so your personal energy and identity, power, how you, like, who you really are. It seems to be somewhat like out of balance, in need of balance, and it's really resonating between your solar plexus and your neck. So like the whole heart area just feels really like hot and kind of inflamed. So I don't know if you want to take like some turmeric or something like that, or apple cider.
I take turmeric.
But they also have turmeric that you can cook, not just the powder. And then also if you want to take it like a layer deeper, you might want to see like what are the foods that you're eating that are causing inflammation. Like, so for me, like I recently cut out spicy food as well as ice cream and cold drinks, and my whole entire sense of smell and taste exploded. So there could be foods or temperatures, the cold ones can really contribute to frying your nerves so that they're dulled, and then you don't have as much of an experience where you can feel everything that's happening inside your body. So you might want to consider doing like maybe just like a 7 to 10 day, 14-day elimination diet just to see what could happen. And if it works, great, it's really your choice. But
Mhm.
I think that might cut down on the inflammation in that area.
Okay, I'll try that. Thank you.
All right. Anything else for Jesse? All right. Thanks so much, Jesse, for sharing yourself and sharing pebbles with us.
Thank you so much. Bye.
You're welcome. All right. All right, let's see. We've got, so Jocelyn, if you want to go, or Olga. Yeah, it looks, I don't see Jocelyn right now. So Olga, you are up. Get you up here. Yeah.
Thank you. Very excited. So this is Dewey. He kind of my husband's cat. My husband adopted him 8 or 9 years ago, and I grew to love Dewey, but it's like my husband's cat. But I'm the one like usually tries to like help him out because I'm a carer. Anyways, a couple years ago, Dewey was diagnosed with diabetes, and the vet put him on insulin, and Dewey hated it. So then I did like a body code session for Dewey, and coincidentally, Dewey got retested and was pronounced like he was not diabetic anymore. But then months later, he kind of slid back. But we knew that he doesn't like being, being given insulin shots on a daily basis. He just was miserable. So we're trying to manage it with prescription diet, but he's really hungry all the time. That's the problem. He jumps on the counter. He's always begging. He like even bites like zucchini that we left on the counter and like takes chunks of it and eats it. Like he's hungry all the time. So I feel kind of bad for the little guy, but not sure if there's anything else he would like, or if you can just send some healing energies his way to feel better. So that's kind of the main thing. But as a secondary thing, I'm curious what he thinks of me.
You said curious what he thinks of you?
Yeah.
Kind of like messages he has for you or anything, or what he thinks of you saying?
Yeah, like what's his because animals kind of have different relationships with different family members. So my husband is the one who adopted him, but but I've sort of grew to like him. And we have 2 other teenagers that he has different kind of attitudes toward, but I'm curious like where he stands with me particularly.
Sure. 2 other teen humans?
Yeah. I have 2 teenage, a boy and a girl.
Okay, great. And it looks like Dr. Nadine's got something. So go ahead, Dr. Nadine.
Hi, Olga. So cats are carnivores. And if the entire diet is a dry diet, which is all the prescription ones are dry diets, it's like you sitting down and eating cookies and cookies and cookies and cookies and cookies. And so everything's out of whack. So one of the things that if you have not explored, what we the team highly recommends is really looking into and exploring with Dewey a raw diet. And when I mean raw, there are places who will make raw for you and then you bring it home and reconstitute it. That's one option. However, if you have access to chicken gizzards, turkey livers, turkey hearts, any type of organ meat that comes from a bird, chop that up, and you might have to start with 1 tablespoon in the feeding process. But what we're really looking at is getting back to that natural instinct of chewing raw, chewing meat. And if you like take your the chunks, and let's say you start them off with the size of your little fingernail, and then you transition into about the size of your pointer finger. You probably won't want to go for a cat the size of your thumbnail. But what you're looking at is in the combination of that bowl is to have a good 1/4 or 1/3 of it be raw. And I'm again, raw turkey, chicken, gizzards, liver, heart, and then 1/3 of wet. So if he has to be on a diabetic, we need wet. And then really look at maximum a tablespoon of dry. So that part right there is going to allow the cells to begin to heal from the inside out. It's going to shift the tartar, like anything in the mouth. The act of chewing into the meat is going to completely change the mouth. If there's any skin issues, it's going to clear up the skin issues. And don't be surprised if he doesn't turn into the behavior of a 6-month-old kitten, okay? The other part of that piece is very, very, very dry, very dry. And so I'm looking at 2 things, an oil, you can get coconut oil and add coconut oil to the food. However, there's a really amazing omega-3 blend that if you're interested, I can chat you exactly what this blend is. You can get it at chewy.com. It's for dogs or cats. And it's an amazing blend that I have used across my practice in the animal world. And it's lovely flavor, but you can add it every single meal. And it's just a little bit, but it goes in, and where I'm watching is there's the myelin sheath. There's a malnutrition happening in the myelin sheath of the body. And so that oil is going to go in and repair what's happening at a cellular level.
Just translating, so that's the wrapping around the nerves. That's what you're talking about, the myelin sheath, right?
Nerves, muscles, so looking at if this is a cell, the body that I'm being shown is what's around the cell itself. And there's billions of cells in the body. So that huge missing nutrient is the oils. There's one more piece. Could highly, 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 highly use a probiotic in his body. So it's just what I'm looking at is all from a nutrition side. And I'll leave does he like you to somebody else, because I was focusing in on that piece. So if you do have a question, ping me, because I'll remember right now. Once another person comes in, I'll disconnect from you and I won't remember this conversation.
But Dr. Nadine, people are wanting links for the different supplements that you're suggesting.
So a raw diet, I would absolutely say for the rest of his life. The oil, I had mine on oils for 6 months, and then I thought, okay, let me back off. And within 3 weeks, I noticed a dull coat. I noticed itching. I noticed old allergies coming back. So put them back on the oils.
But what link was it? Did you say an omega oil? What was it?
It's an omega oil. It's called Omega Ease. And if you like, I'll go find it and I'll just put it in the chat so everybody has it. I buy it from chewy.com. And then what we were talking, gizzards. So I live in Colorado, Fort Collins, Colorado, and usually King Soopers here or Safeway. If you go into the meat aisle, you'll always find chicken livers in a container chicken gizzards and hearts together. I also have a place that does meat, and so I will order turkey livers from them. And my cats are flip out over turkey liver. And I thought, wow, chicken liver, yeah, they can do without it. But turkey liver, they're just like, woohoo, mom. Now, I did try beef liver, and it's too rich for felines. It works okay for the canine side, but for the feline side, unless you're really into projectile vomiting, not really going to suggest the beef side of anything. And, you know, there are some people who like to cook the meat. That is one option. I mean, if like my kids eat fussy cat, and we'll get tuna with chicken, and that's been cooked. But in addition to that is the raw every day. So is there anything I missed there on that, Laureli?
That's great. I got a link. I got a link for the omegis.
Omegis.
Yeah, I got that. So we've got a link for that. And there are tons of raw foods. If there's a particular brand that you recommend, maybe that would be great.
Raw? Yeah, no, I personally tried a couple, and that's just not how I run. I want to have my hands in it. I want to feel the energy of the food. So somebody else did the prep. I have no idea if they used organic, non-organic, what else did they put in? And there was something else, Olga. You said your little baby loves zucchini. Well, offer him zucchini, you know, offer him avocado, offer him green string beans, offer him always. It's his choice. It's like permission. Give him permission to, you know, have the food. What we're not looking at is potato chips, cookies, you know, that kind of crap. And the dry food, I'm not lying, man, that dry food is no different than you and I literally sitting down with a 2-pound bag of cookies, and there's no shut off switch. And if that comes in, it's going to spike that sugar insulin, and his pancreas is going to freak out because there's too much dry. Okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we've also got Audrey and Dr. Aubrey. Go ahead, Audrey, first.
Dr. Nadine, I so enjoy everything you said. Thank you so much. I'm going to try it. And I love to see your cat sitting over there, like listening to the conversation. That is so cool. Okay, so Olga, all right. I want to say that your cat loves you so much. I've asked a question. I've tried to, you know, have that conversation, and I also have spirit guide talking, and I drew a few cards. It's always coming out the same. Your cat loves you, like, you know, she's looking. Is it she or he? She?
It's a he. Yeah.
It's he. Yeah, he's looking at you like you're just the queen. You're the matriarch of the family. And it's funny that he doesn't think as much of the dad. It's like, dad who, dad? So that's his response to me, like, dad. that you know, that look like shunning away. Yeah, you know, the cat really loves you, and even when you do, you know, like giving shots or different things, picking up or doing, you know, maneuvering, he still says, "Oh, I love my mother every day," and so that's very endearing. Now I asked him about how he felt of his health condition. So he says, "Oh, well, it's different every day." That's how he feels. It's like, "Oh, I got by," or "Okay, it's good now. It wasn't good for a few days." You know, so he feels up and down. You know, a little bit of the just whatever today's mood is. That's how he says. And the rest of the family to him is okay. He just he really clings to you. That's what he wants to tell me. And of course, he also says that he would like to get out, just like the dog that we talked to earlier. But I would say probably not too much. That thought does not. He's not obsessed over going out. But he did mention to me sometime to say, yeah, sometimes it's fun to, you know, get active, go do this, go do that. So he does like some activities. But about the health, he's not really complaining. But I think he's very curious to try the raw diet. So he's very curious. He says, yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna, yeah. So anyway, he's got a good spirit, very light-spirited cat. So that's what I get.
Great, thank you, Dr. Aubrey.
Hi. I got a lot of physical information on the cat for some reason. I'm not sure. Let's see how we do. I actually got nutrition was the primary issue also for him, and that both that there's a need for a change of the diet and change that you need to feed him in a different schedule or more frequently, I would imagine. And that they gave me that he's allergic to peas. Like to look at peas for some reason. I don't know if you even feed cats peas, but that's what I got. And it did seem like they gave me, I could just feel the pancreas is pretty low. They said it was about 74% down. So that means it's not gone, right? So you still have some insulin being made. And, you know, diabetes can be reversed in humans. I don't see why it couldn't be reversed in cats. So, but changing the diet, and then you might look at food allergy there, and then just watch for the urination was what I was told. So if you see him urinating a lot more, then, you know, watch for the insulin need.
Okay, great. And while we're waiting to see if anyone has anything else, I just want to mention, I think we're saying just a random list of vegetables, and avocado got mentioned. I just want to make it clear it's in the video, so it's in the chat too. Avocado is not good for animals, so I didn't know that either. So great to know.
I'm curious if Dr. Donna has anything, just briefly.
I really wasn't picking up on him because he just seems quite content. You know, it's kind of like I get the word molded into your family, so that, you know, it's kind of like all for one and one for all, or the Four Musketeers or whatever. And it's like he's just perfectly content. And I was wondering, maybe Dr. Nadine knows, but it seemed to me, I was just trying to look it up on the internet and I couldn't find it. It seemed to me that there was some kind of a new transdermal insulin. Do you know anything about that, Dr. Nadine, that they just rub on their ear instead of injecting? So I don't know. I just asked your vet about it. Maybe I'm just out in left field about that. It just was on my mind. So I wasn't really concentrating on him. All I got was like this total peace. I don't know how your house is, but it must be a lovely home, because he's not giving me any, you know, anxiety, any bad energy, not bad energy, but, you know, non-positive energy. It's like you created a beautiful, I'm getting a picture of a castle. and he's, you know, he's not the king, but he's in, you know, it's like a safe haven for him. And he must enjoy your kids too, because I'm picking up that he enjoys being with them. He said they add spice. He says, you're the mom, but he said, you know, once in a while we guys like to get out and do some naughty things. So that's what I'm getting from him. But he's a lovely, lovely animal. I'm so glad you have him in your home, in your heart.
Great, thank you. And yeah, Dr. Nadine is agreeing that diabetes can be reversed. And Dr. Nadine also put a link in the chat about a video about making raw food, or about raw food in general. So, oh, Dr. Aubrey's got something else. Go ahead, Dr. Aubrey.
It looks like there is a transdermal glipocide, so that's not insulin, but it would help with insulin regulation for cats. I just looked that up. So it's a medication, kind of like, it's different than metformin, but kind of like that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No, you're welcome. All right, and Olga, I'm kind of being silly, but what you wrote in the chat about how he's king. So it just sounds like if you're doing what he wants, he probably likes you and he's happy. Keep leaving that zucchini out. If you don't give him enough vegetables, just leave him out and he'll take care of it.
Yeah, everyone complains that I spoil him, even though I'm not technically even a cat person. He is like, he likes, and family members have made comments like, well, the only reason he likes you because you give him what he wants. So there's that.
That's
Yeah.
great. But yeah, curious to
Thank
see
you so
what
much.
you change his diet. You're welcome. All right, take care. All right, let's see. So we've probably got Amber up next. Yeah, Amber. Let's see, where are you? Amber, if you want to put on your video, I'll bring you up on Spotlight if you want that, or you can ask from the side. That's fine.
Oh, that's fine. My phone's about to die, but I'll try the video.
Okay, yeah, just bring you up.
Okay. I just had a question about my dog Odie, who's not here with me, but so if I need to put a picture up, let me know. But my question is he gets really red, irritated skin, and it seems to be from food and possibly something environmental. And I'm just wondering if there's anything else I can be doing. The vet recommended I take him to a dermatologist, but all the dermatologists in our area are booked until the end of December, beginning of January, and he's just typically in a lot of pain, or seems to be in a lot of pain from whatever's going on.
And you said, what kind of is he?
He's a
What kind of dog is he?
Mastiff mix. He's about 120 pounds.
Oh, okay. All right, Dr. Nadine's got something. Go ahead.
So a couple things, Amber. What kind of irritants are you putting into the air is the first thing that's coming through. So is there any type of essential oils being diffused in the house? Any kind of scented candles? Any smoking, whether it's cigarettes or marijuana? Is there, when you do your laundry, are you using a scented laundry, and are you using any kind of dryer sheet to where all of that toxin is actually coming into the house? That's the first thing he's showing, is just they have a thinner skin, and over, can we repeat the word over, stimulated on the skin. And the skin is the third kidney, and he's just not able to breathe. His skin is not able to breathe. And the piece I'm getting is all from all the toxins in the air. So that piece, and then as a possible solution is, number one, taking out those irritants. But if you were to take him into the shower and turn the shower on, let it get really steamy, you'll close the door, let it get really steamy in there, and allow him to be in that room. Once you turn the shower off, allowing all of that to dissipate, that is going to help him release a lot of what's in the skin itself. It's going to clear his nasal passages, but it's going to allow that outer dermal layer to slough off so he can create new cells. And then my team is saying to go back and again, to what was said up above about the eating raw, putting raw food in the mix, and that oil in the food. Okay, any questions about what just came through?
No, I don't put anything in the air and don't use smelly stuff for the laundry, and there's no smoking in the house, and I just got an air purifier. So
okay, so that I'm just going to offer the information that came through. So
yeah,
somebody else may have something else that clarifies a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And did you get all the last answer that had everything about the raw food and the oil and things like that?
I'll make sure to screenshot it before the call gets over.
Okay, great. And I'll save the chat. If you have any trouble getting it, just reach out to me and I'll get you.
Okay.
All right, great. We've got Dr. Donna and Audrey, and I want to make sure you said your phone was running out of juice, so take care of yourself with your phone. All right. So Dr. Donna.
I guess, can I ask Nadine a question before Dr.
Oh
Donna?
yeah, sure, go ahead.
Sure.
Is there anything, I guess, specific? I wasn't trying to be defiant. I was just, I guess what I was saying by not having those in the air, if maybe there was something more specific that.
So the other way, is if you're not doing anything, is check out your filters, check how often the filters are being changed. There's something in the air that his skin is unable to breathe. And so I just listed off, you know, possible bad guys, you know, possible bad guys, but filtration. So, you know, when there's a furnace filter and they say, oh no, you can change that like every 3 to 6 months. In my house, they get changed every 30 days like clockwork.
Okay.
Because I have an African gray and, you know, she's got air sacs. It has to be pure. I have 3 air purifiers that go in this house. I have a humidifier that's going all the time. Bing, bing, bing. They're saying, yeah, changing the humidity in your house will also help. And then I do 2 kinds of filters. One's on the furnace itself, but then there's a return in the room that my African gray is in. There's a return that takes everything down to the furnace. And I have a filter in that as well. So it's catching up all of her like birdie dander. So that's not even going into the filter of the furnace to be, you know, broadcast back out into the house. Right. So there's just more. And then there's something else. Like if you go to like a Lowe's, a Home Depot, Ace Hardware, and you go into there's an aisle that they have, they have cleaners down the aisle, but in addition to your purifiers, there's these little bags of absorbent rocks or little bags of activated charcoal. And you can put those in different places and they will absorb also stuff that's in the air that I know you got a purifier in there, but you got to understand an animal's, and Audrey mentioned this before, an animal's smell is 100 times more potent than yours. And as a human, you know, you may not smell anything, but they can smell a fart from 10 miles away. Right. You know, they can smell their own, cats can smell their own litter box from a mile away. And a person is standing right next to the litter box and they can't smell it at all. So you have to take it away from, it's not the human, shift over to the animal and talk to him. He has got a wealth of information for you. If you just tune right into his pineal gland, ask him the question, and then quiet yourself down to where you can hear what he has to say. Because he has a lot of information for you.
Got it.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Amber, for your clarifying question. All right, Dr. Donna and then Audrey.
Amber, did you say he's not with you?
No, he's at home and I'm not at home right now. So.
Oh, but he's at home. Do you live, you don't have to tell me where you live, but do you live in an area where it's dry, like desert, like Nevada or no? Okay.
I live in the Northwest.
Oh, okay. And have you had a lot of forest fires in your area this summer?
No, we haven't, but he does fine if we are in California. We spent 5 weeks in California and he had no flare-ups there. So
well, the only reason I asked is because I live in Washington State and I have 2 dogs that are itchy. The other 2 are not affected. And I've come to the conclusion that particularly in the spring when the grasses first come out, my little dachshund just is something, there's a certain kind of weeds or grass or something that he reacts to. And so he gets baths and he gets rubs and he gets, you know, all kinds of things. But then in the winter, he's fine. So I'm just wondering if it could, I mean, if he was okay in California, there might be some kinds of plants or pollens or some things that are in the air there that affect him. But I love what Dr. Nadine said about taking him in to the bathroom and turning on the shower full blast on hot until it gets real steamy and allowing him to just to pull all that off of him and maybe even wipe down his coat with a towel, you know, as you're in there. Because that's such a cool idea, Dr. Nadine. Thank you for sharing that. I never thought about it, but I think it would really work. But yeah, so it's just, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not getting anything specific for him, except that he's showing me his nose. So I'm agreeing with what Dr. Nadine is, that he's smelling something is entering his body in the air. So, no, yeah, okay.
Just
Good.
you all, someone in the chat mentioned mold. So just, Dr. Nadine, did you want to say anything about that? You're muted.
No, it's just another thing, there's a list you go down, and mold is, there's mold you don't see. And then it's like the silent mold. So, one of the things that as you're cleaning is to just really, if you have bleach, but again, that's going to be really potent. You got to dilute the crap out of it. White vinegar, use white vinegar. And you can do like a cup of white vinegar in a gallon of water, and it'll strip that down.
Okay.
But it's definitely something coming in, and I'm just watching his nasal passages are on freaking fire.
Okay.
And so again, I'm going to go back and suggest the
Activated charcoal stuff.
shower thingy, the water, you go in there, you turn it on, steam. In fact, your skin would absolutely go, thank you for just sitting in that hot steam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. All right, we've got Audrey and then Cynthia. Go ahead, Audrey.
Thank you. Okay. So what I was getting from the start was that there's a little blockages in the internal, the fluid circulation of him. Even though with yes, everybody is agreeing that there's a lot of the external irritants, but also internally, his own circulation in the digestive tract, or just overall the fluid circulation. So if he could improve the fluid circulation, maybe drink more water or go to the bathroom more, that kind of thing. So that could internally help him as well. Now, I also feel that I had a conversation with the OD, and so he seems to have a little, something, a little, like an outer, persona type of a confusion. He says, oh, well, maybe not a lot of people like me, or, okay, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I need to do right now. So he's always looking for other people to give instructions, or to say, okay, jump, or okay, run, or do something. So he's not the take charge kind of a guy. Okay, so yeah, so there is that passiveness. But I wouldn't say that's the cause of any, physical condition. But it's just showing me that recently, maybe within the last year or two, probably 2 or 3, that he's been having this, passive personality thing, so that he doesn't take things into his own hands to live his life aggressively. So that is on the spiritual side that I see of him.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Audrey. Let's see, we've got, I think, Cynthia next. Go ahead, Cynthia.
Hi, Amber. I didn't get too much as a download, but what I did get for him is that I think he would really benefit from wearing some sort of like a gemstone, like a healing stone for his throat. It feels a little bit dry. And then I just wanted to piggyback on what the other panelists were saying. So I do a lot of research on health stuff. And if you are going to do the route where you're going to do the shower and the steam, I really want to encourage you to get a shower filter. So when we shower, the steam opens up our pores. And then if we don't use a shower filter, what can end up happening is whatever toxins or pollutants are in the water, then they get absorbed into our skin. So you definitely want to make sure that you have a shower filter, and you can get one of those at any health food store. So that'll benefit. Oh, you have one? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that'll really help with that. And then I think there's something else somebody said, but I can't remember right now, but it's mostly just, it came up twice for me. He really wants a stone for his throat chakra. So maybe that would be an easy attachment to his collar.
Is there a specific stone?
Just anything, I think blue, that would help circulate the energy in the throat. So you might have to do a little bit of research on which one would be good for him.
Okay.
And maybe Dr. Don is getting ready to jump in and say something about this before, but I've heard practitioners talk about crystals and things like that, and you want to set it up so the animal always has choice, that they can really see if they want it on there. Yeah, I don't remember the strategies for how to do that, but Dr. Donna, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was exactly going to say, was that crystals are very strong, and you don't, I mean, I don't want to object to what Cynthia said, but you need to allow them to be able to move away from it, not attach it to their collar. That's how I feel. You can put it someplace near where they might sleep, maybe up on a bookshelf, but they need to, and if you would attach it, I would set a time limit, like 1 week or something like that, so that it's not a constant. But to me, it's much better to allow them to absorb the energy. It's very strong, and they will absorb it, but it needs to be on their terms. And they might choose, if you have it in the living room, they might choose to start sleeping in the bedroom just to be away from it. Then you'll know it's time to remove it from the environment too. So I'm being shown aquamarine. I'm not sure if that's a throat one or not, but I'm being shown aquamarine. So, and to me, that's a liquid. So it would fit in with what Audrey was saying about water flow. But do your own research and see what you come up with. But okay, that's all.
All right, great. Anything else for Amber? All right. Thanks so much, Amber. Glad your phone made it all the way through. And you have someone wandering around, and I know you said you're not at home right now, but just being aware too of anyone else that's coming in the house and anything that's coming in on them, and just in terms of like laundry detergents and all those kinds of things. So yeah. All right, great. Thank you so much. Hope we were helpful. All right, Brandy is next. Brandy, are you ready? Okay, great. Yeah, let's get you up here. All right, what is your question?
Sorry, I'm feeling really anxious. My energy is not probably very good. I've been through a lot recently. And if this isn't appropriate, then please let me know. I went through an apartment flood. And so I've been kind of really forced out of my own comfort zone to grow. And I'm really unsure of how to handle the apartment situation as far as like legally and things like that. And I was just kind of wondering if there were any messages that wanted to kind of come through. I've kind of been in a space a little bit before this happened for some reason where I'm like unconsciously blocking like my guides, and I'm not really sure how to fix it, like because I feel like I can't get my own answers, and I'm definitely that kind of person that's like, I need you to tell me what to do because I don't know. So very not trusting myself. So I guess just whatever messages come through. And in this, it's just been a lot of stress. So I'm dealing with a lot of like physical stuff as well.
Yeah. And I didn't understand the word that you said, apartment slide?
Apartment flood.
Oh, okay.
Like my upstairs neighbor had dogs and I had a hole in my ceiling that the apartment complex never came to fix. And so basically it was flooding dog pee from upstairs into my apartment. And so I kind of ruined everything that I own. So I'm kind of learning a lot of lessons right now, and I don't really know how to proceed.
Yeah, sorry, just taking notes on all that. Yeah. So we didn't get to see the dog from the last call from the last question. There's just so many ways that the dog is really energetically sensitive to things, or like environmentally sensitive. You're someone that to me has a lot of sensitivity too. So I don't know what Yeah. So I don't know what it is that you, okay. What are you playing with in your mouth right now? I can't quite see what it is.
Oh, it's a pen.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't see what it's like. It seems like just the message I got from the image and my confusion about that. There's something that you're putting in your body that's really not good for your body. Like, I just think you're super sensitive too. So it's not just the things that are coming in from the outside. It's like you have to be willing to allow health to be in you.
Yeah. So I vape. I quit smoking, and so I went to vaping instead. And I've been hearing probably lately that I need to not do that
Yeah.
because it's really not helping.
Yeah. So Dr. Nadine's got some things, but yeah, I wonder about that. Go ahead, Dr. Nadine.
Yo, cheeky babe. Can you take a breath?
Do you?
Big breath. Yeah. And as you let it out, it's like. So I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. So, when you get a message and it's really like, hey, Brandy, it's time to move. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, right? Yo, Brandy, it's time to move. Yeah, whatever. And the universe is like, Brandy, how can we get your attention? Oh, let's pee all over you. Let's call it come from the above. And let's really saturate you with really stinky urine. And let's really make it dramatic. And let's have water everywhere so we can really talk about flow. And are you listening? Right? And then, but here you are, you're still checking out. You're shutting down your lungs. You're shutting down the world. You're shutting down everything around you. And the universe is like, honey, I can smack you upside the head and down the thing, and I can let you be just the hood ornament on the 18-wheeler. What's it going to take to get your attention? Is this making any sense to you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
So your team, who you have a huge connection to, has been trying diligently they're showing me 18 months of getting your freaking attention. And so I'm going to say congratulations, how wonderful that you got a shower of golden light, right? Golden light. Wow. And there's a different kind of golden light that you can bring into your body and your life and your chakras and in flow. And you can have the liquid golden light of source come in a way that's delightful and beautiful and that you can embrace, that allows your lungs to open up and receive, allows your cells to open up and receive, and to get to the point where you can say, I, Brandy, am worthy of all the wonderful, delicious things that I bring into my life and bring into my awareness. And I can choose another apartment that is where I'm validated and honored and I am in abundance. And thank you, Mother, Father, God, all that is, for giving me a yellow shower so that I could really get my act together, and I will begin to listen. I will listen, I will hear, I will listen, and I will step forward and act on, act in, act through the beautiful, empowered woman that I am, that I deserve more. And there was a question you said about legal. You already got the lesson, walk away. If you try anything about pushing against, resisting against, you're going to have another yellow shower, and it's not just going to be the yellow, it's going to be the brown, it's going to be the green, it's going to be so intense that other illnesses show up and other whatever, the breakdown stuff that begins with the D, all of that shows up. So your crew is hilarious, and they're just saying, finally, we got your attention.
Yay!
Got your attention. Yeah. So time for you to move. And I honestly don't know where you said you're living, but a different city, different state, where your soul soars. When you get out of bed, you are so freaking excited to greet the day. and so excited to be out in nature and communing with Mother, Father, God, all that is. And that need to do this is not there anymore because you're bringing in from all that is into your soul.
Thank you.
Can you
That was
have all
beautiful.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was amazing. I appreciate it.
Well, that's them. That's your crew, man. I'm just the voice. Yeah.
Thanks, Brandy, for really hearing that. That was beautiful. Thanks,
Yeah.
Dr. Nadine. All right, we've got Audrey, Dr. Aubrey, and then Donna.
Thank you. So I also appreciate so much the passion of Dr. Nadine or the source. So that was a beautiful message. Now, yeah, the spirit guide that I have here, the lady, she gave me a tarot card. So it's the Temperance card. The Temperance card says that this is the lesson that you're going through right now, whether it's a physical, emotional, spiritual, or, illness wise or anything, or about your home situation, all of that, all wrapped in one. So Temperance card says that you are learning to, let loose, just look at the whole world. Maybe, similar to Dr. Nadine's message, like, oh yeah, my world is not just so small in this apartment only. It is out there. It is all the mountains, all the rivers, everything. So moving far away, I agree. I really think that there is a great chance, an opportunity for you somewhere farther away, not in the same city block or, just somewhere, or even thinking to yourself, okay, well, maybe the next place is not just, it's not a permanent place for 3-5 years. Maybe I'll just be there for a year or 6 months, sign a lease for a short term. Yeah, so that way it allows you the freedom to move around or to see the world or to do whatever that you need to do or take it in. I used to smoke for 20 years as well. And the way, what I used to help myself quit smoking was also take a lot of inhaling, of the good old air, not, without the nicotine. So, sometimes I'll just use a pencil and just smoke the pencil, so I think that helped me too. And the lady says to me that you're totally ready to move on, to move forward. So your attitude right now today is that you're getting a confirmation to say, okay, well, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to move out of here and I'm going to try something else. Now, internally, with your health, I'm seeing also something similar to the fluid circulation. So I think fluid circulation may be stagnant. What you can do is probably just by getting up, get a little bit more active, go walking or jumping just a few times, jumping jack in the morning, or do something just to get your body moving. So I think that once you get that going, it's like people exercising. After the exercise, they usually feel like they're in a better mood. So I think that will help you get out of the funk. So that's what I see for you today. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thanks so much, Audrey. Go ahead, Dr. Aubrey.
Brandy, I don't know if I need much to add here. Mine kind of went into the health area, and I did feel like a flood of the emotional and conscious rising up to say, I think, all the things that have been said so far. I did get a little bit more specifics on your health. I do think you're in a 6th chakra imbalance, which is why I think you might have a little hard time hearing the guides right now, because your harmony of your life is off, right? The harmony's off. And I do feel like your strength right now is to contract. So where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing. And they gave me acting or something there for just a second. I don't know if that's something like it was on stage or doing things like that with others. But your health, they actually gave me, you're dealing with an ancestral pattern on your dad's side, 4 generations back. And the pattern felt like you get cut off at the knees. So you might watch for that if that's coming up as what's making you feel like you can't get through the situation. They said you're responding with an emotional overreaction, emotional allergy of checking out. Okay, so when you feel cut off, you check out. And so watch for checking out and watch for that pattern isn't yours. right? So you can either work with an ancestral healing or work with ancestral stuff, or at least recognize that, wait, this isn't just me, right? This is something I'm carrying for my family. And I did actually get infection for you a little. I got bacterial, fungal, and parasite. So I feel like it's an energetic parasite more than a physical parasite. I do think you might want to look at fungal though. I don't know if that's mold or something in the environment that's not going super well. And then the bacteria feels like it's kind of riding along on the imbalance. So I feel kind of a lot going on in the gut, upper gut, and sinuses, lots of different lungs, lymphatic. So if you're starting to feel tired or worn out, get out of there. Get out of there would be my suggestion. So that's what I got.
Are we talking about the physical space that I'm living in right now?
Wherever the mold, maybe this might be candida, and I might also be feeling this from the vaping, because it feels like the bacteria is off and there's a fungal imbalance, in particularly in your sinuses, throat, lungs, upper lungs, and then small intestine, the jejunum over here. So there's some stuff that are thrown off in those. Let me see what the energetic parasite is doing here. To me, and I don't know how much we need to talk, but an energetic parasite essentially is something that comes in that feels like it kind of takes a space so we don't feel alone, right? It kind of takes up a familiar space, and it doesn't necessarily feel good, but it feels not alone and familiar. And that one to me feels a little bit like associated with the vaping. So pay attention when you vape. And then if you feel an additional heaviness come in that isn't just necessarily the vape, right? Where you feel like you're connecting. A lot of times people use tobacco to connect to spirit, right? To connect up. And so if you don't replace your tobacco, this sacred herb, with a pure connection to spirit in another way, sometimes we'll have little step-ins that try to help you feel not so rough. But I think right now where you're looking, I do think please listen to everything the other people said, because I think that's your way. And your body will hold, but I do think there's some other stuff that's coming in there that could make you not feel good health-wise if you don't make some changes.
Great. Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much. All right, let's see. So we've got Dr. Donna, and then Audrey's got something else. And then we've got one more question, everyone. And she said it's fine if it's quick, but yeah, so and some of you may need to go. We'll take a break in between if we need to. Go ahead, Dr. Donna.
Hi. What I was told was that the very first thing that popped into me was that your guides and your angels have given you a sacred gift. It's a huge lesson, and they're giving you the opportunity for change. In other words, wasn't just by happenstance, and it wasn't just, something that happened. It was planned, and it's a gift to you. And they're telling you that they want you to move forward in a huge way. And they told me, you can't jump a canyon in 2 baby steps. Right. So what the other people were saying about moving out of state, moving out of the town and moving to a new job, a huge leap. And if you intention it, it will happen. And I'm also being shown that the stronger you get, the more intention you have, the more you move into that change, the less you will feel any need for vaping. In other words, you will feel totally in charge of yourself, of your future. So I would say intention, as I said to somebody earlier, when you intention something and that is where you want your path to be, your guides and your angels and your archangels will manifest that for you. So be ready. If I can just take, I know we're short on time, and I don't like to put myself in here, but about 10 years ago, I was visiting my daughter here in Washington, and I had my 2 suitcases. And while I was gone, and the phone rang and said, "Is this Donna?" "Yes." "This is a fireman from Osceola, Missouri. Your house just burned to the ground." And I lost everything. I had 2 suitcases, and luckily all my animals were outside well, I did lose some kitties inside, which broke my heart, and my canaries I lost, and my fish and my plants, but basically most of the animals were outside or being cared for by somebody. But I had 2 suitcases. And you would think that that would be just the most devastating thing. But in fact, I cannot tell you how light I felt. I had no family heirlooms to worry about who was going to take them. I had nothing. I had none of my books from college. I had none of my notes. I had none of my diaries from my Lakota studies. I had nothing. I just had me. And, you know, it was in the long run, the insurance money that I was able to get from that allowed me to move here to Washington to be with my daughter and grandchildren. So it was a huge move, but I never felt burdened. It was a shock. I'm like, whoa, 2 suitcases and me. That's all there is in the world. But it maybe give you an idea of how much you can stretch yourself and jump and just take the bare minimum with you. You know, you don't need to take your whole apartment with you, you know, just be ready. Take your 2 suitcases, get on the plane and go wherever that is. Okay. And I wish you the most luck and the best of everything, dear one.
Thank you.
Randy, where do you live now?
So I live in Cornelius, in Oregon. I'm living with a friend, and I've thought of, you know, maybe I'm not supposed to be here, or maybe I am supposed to be here because I've been shutting myself off of, you know, with people because of a relationship that was a large lesson for me. So I'm wondering, you know, whether or not I should stay here, or if I should just literally jump and get a new apartment that they've offered me. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go look where Cornelius is. Audrey's got something else to share. Go ahead, Audrey.
Okay, thank you. Just real quick. So I want to just double back or reconfirm what Dr. Aubrey said about the nasal area. And I don't, you know, of course, being an ex-smoker, I don't want to. I just think that you had some kind of nasal area, whether it's a karmic injury or something that you came with. So this is not included in the present day that, you know, inhaling or the need of smoking or the weakness of smoking or all of that. So that came as a different past injury. That's what I feel. And that also plays into your current lesson of standing firm for yourself, being out there, you know, because when we think about astrology or in different metaphysics, we think of the head or the face, the facial area, the nose as your most aggressive approach to things. So, you know, you're going through that, feeling the weakness or feeling that you're challenging yourself about the nose, the nasal, the lung, the breathing. So this is what you're going through right now. And then also about people around you. You want to use that firm, that self-confidence on people, on a few people, just to test, you know, just to test the water, just to feel how people receive you. And then, you know, test yourself, like how firm can I get, how confident I am to, you know, spread myself out into the world of the work and the career, relationships and all of that. So I feel that that's what you're going through. So be firm and be, you know yourself. I'm sure you can do it. You have it in you. So, you know, you're just like revisiting this part of your life right now. So I wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I see where Cornelius is now. So Portland is actually a really good city for your energy in general. I would, if you have the opportunity to move to a new area of Portland and kind of have a sense of starting fresh, it sounds like it would be a good thing to do. Yeah, and if you have any renter's insurance or things like that, as Donna was saying, like reclaiming the money that you can from whatever was destroyed. Yeah, don't know if you do, but yeah, that might be the thing to do.
Yeah. I just have to have faith that, you know, that they're going to take care of the rest of this as well, because I know that this was supposed to happen. I have been feeling that, it's not right or good to go against the apartment complex and maybe sue them, because I feel like it was supposed to happen anyways. And maybe not, deal with that apartment management company. In general, maybe look into moving.
Yeah, it's a big city. You're way off on one side. So I would go to another area of that metro area. Yeah.
What do you mean I'm way off on
Well,
one
you're
side?
you're way off Hillsborough. You're way past Hillsborough, right? On the west side.
Yeah.
Yeah, Portland's
Yeah.
huge and you're like way off over on that edge. I don't know if you work right over on that side or like what options you have, but
No, I work from home, so I'm living on a friend's farm right now. So I'm kind of been trying to ground myself and enjoy nature.
okay. Yeah. Well, nature's good. So it sounds like, yeah, making healthy decisions for you too, for yourself.
Yeah, I've been thinking about moving to Arizona. And I think that's
Oh, Dr. Nadine
kind of
has
why
something to
I
say
brought
about
it.
that. Go ahead, Dr. Nadine, if you want to. Oh, you're muted.
I just got confirmation that for right now, that's a yes.
About
For
Arizona.
right now, what is a yes?
Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona is a yes. And the other part that's coming through is to always make a decision that is for you, where you are the only one you're thinking about. It is, does this serve me? Does this allow my soul to soar? If you're ever making a decision for somebody else, ring, wrong way to go. It always has to be, is this the best move for me? And sometimes that means that agreement with that other person is complete. I'm sure we've all had situations where we meet somebody and it was supposed to be, a cup of tea and a muffin. And all of a sudden we're in a 12-year relationship, not understanding how come, they don't like my oatmeal anymore. But the agreement between souls, the contract was supposed to be a cup of freaking tea and a muffin. And we thought, oh, you like my oatmeal and you like oatmeal with raspberry, so you must love me. Woo! And we're so far off point, right? We're so off for a point. And our soul needed to be shoved down with cigarette, right? It needed to be shut out. So you've heard it how many times? Leap of faith. Your guidance has been orchestrating this with you, with your higher self, so that you wake up, right? We all have a crossroads. Every one of us have a crossroads in our life. Every one of us. You cannot get through until we're at this crossroads and we get it. I am worthy and I am the most important person in my life. I choose for me. And girlfriend, the speakers are on full blast, man, and the subwoofer's up, and you got a team that is so playful and so joyful and so ready to dance with you. And go outside and howl at the moon. Howl at the moon. There's a poem I want to find. So while the other person is asking their question, I'm going to find this poem. I think it's called Imagine a Woman. I will find this poem and I'll see if I can put it in the group for everybody, but I got to go search for it. It's on my website someplace. So let me go find it. Don't go off so that you get this chat, but girl, blessings. You are literally at the crossroads and everybody's ringing the bell. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. She's hearing, she's listening, it's like I said, go howl at the moon.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm so entertained by this, Dr. Nadine, and the messages coming through are great. Thank you.
They are hilarious. I told you, they're hilarious. They're like, wow.
But how do I get, I'm sorry, I know that.
Yeah, ask the question.
How do I get past the block to where I can hear them?
So, you and I are having a conversation and you're actually looking at me. So where do you feel your guides? Right now, you got 3 standing behind you.
Yeah.
And you got one literally sitting right in front of you, trying so hard to get your attention with a little, he's sitting right there to your right in the form of 4 furs, 4 paws. That dude is trying so hard to get your attention, right? So you have to turn and you have to look at them and open your heart right there. There, right there. There's your munchkin man right there. And that's how you open up right there. That's how you hear. And you ask the question and you listen because the information is there. And I swear to God, just like Donna told her story, every one of us has at least a story, sometimes 4 or 5 of them, because I'm the chick who needed the lesson of the, let's make it really loud and bloody because I couldn't hear him. And I had like, ah. So I get you. I get you. And this part of you ask the question, but that little one, come on, how many different ways? We're all watching this dog going, yo, Brandy, I'm right here, man. And I'm going to put my tongue in your mouth so you really get the message, right? It's not like the dog's across the room in another room right there. And dogs will give you the image. They communicate in pictures. So when you get a picture, act on it. And it may mean turn here, act on it. The more you start acting on the messages you get, you'll go, oh, I get it. You were trying to give me a lesson, right? You were trying to give me a message. But if you never acknowledge the messages that come in, the team's like, okay, she's hung up on us. She's got us on mute.
Yeah.
Okay. And the fact that you're asking the question, you will hear the answer.
Mm-hmm.
The answer lies where the question is asked. I'm going to say that again. The answer lies right where the question is asked.
So if I'm asking it, then it's my confirmation.
If you're asking it, listen for the answer because it's sitting right in the same bloody space you asked the question. It's not down around the corner. It's not in your past. It's not way in your future. It is right here on this breath, right here, right now, in the space that you hold, in the worthiness that you hold, in the vibration that you hold. You ask that question and you listen and the message will land. And I'm sure every single one of us is a phone call away, a text message away. We all have our own practices. We're all, we're here tonight, but we all do this it's our daily life. Reach out, ring the bell.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thanks, Brandy. All right, so we've got one more question. Does anyone need to leave, practitioners? Anyone need to leave? I want to give you a chance to share your information before we go. Or go on to the next question. Everyone staying for the last question? All right, great. All right, Dee, come on up.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. I'm so grateful. So I've been going through this process about selling my house, and I've been on here twice asking this, and it's been evolving. And basically, I was just starting to think, oh, it's maybe time to get my house ready to put on the market while the market's hot. And then I got a private offer that is a little low, but I don't have to do anything to the house. And I have to be out by November 23rd, but I just have to take my stuff and go. And I haven't figured out where I'm going yet. So, I didn't have very much time to decide. And I just kind of I don't know why, but I just went with it. And I'm not sure I was really completely in alignment with that choice because I'm having doubts. Now I signed the contract, my house is in escrow. And, I still wonder oh gosh, I'm not sure this was the right thing to do. Why am I doing it like this? Why am I rushing myself out of my house right before winter with no place to go that I can think of? And You know, it's not a done deal yet. There's an appraiser that's coming on Tuesday, and he's going to determine if the buyer would qualify for the VA loan. So, you know, I feel like it kind of depends on like how the appraiser interprets things. Like things could be interpreted in such a way where it wouldn't go through, but I think it will go through. Yes.
Is it all right if I jump in and share a few more details? Because I know it's actually the third time you're asking a question about this. I'm excited that you move forward. Because some of the other practitioners haven't heard some of the other pieces. Can I mention a few things?
Sure, sure.
So it was your parents' house. Your parents recently passed. You've been starting to go through the house and sort things. It's a family friend who's offered to buy it. You'd said before that maybe it was a fair offer. Maybe you're realizing now it's slightly low. You have a cat. You've been wondering about where to go, and you want it to be okay for your cat. You might travel to find where you want to be. Yeah, I think that those are some of the other things that are relevant to your question.
Yeah, I'm realizing.
I want to congratulate
realizing more.
Having this option, having this opportunity is great.
Having what?
I want to congratulate you. Congratulations on having this opportunity that someone wants to buy it. And I congratulate you for stepping forward. I know stepping forward, making decisions is not so easy for you. So.
Yes. Yeah, I'm realizing that the offer, I could have gotten more. Not sure exactly.
You might
how much
have. We don't know what's going to happen with the market and all that. You might have.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling like, and it looks like it's going to go through. That seems to be the energy I'm holding. I keep saying highest intention, greatest good, as I don't want to sabotage it. I don't know what's best or not best at this point. It's in the universe's hands, and I think it will go through, but I'm kind of like, why am I doing it like this? Why did I give myself such a quick deadline? You know, this is, I'm not sure this is what I really wanted. I'm not sure this was what was best. And I'm kind of feeling sad that I made this choice. And I just would love some guidance as to how to make the most of it, or if, you know, if there's special guidance on this choice.
And I want to mention, so the others know too, we talked about options for maybe slowing down the pattern, but the other people have to be out of their house, et cetera. So just so you all know, there's stuff like that with the timing. All right, we've got Dr. Aubrey and then Cynthia.
Hi, Dee.
Hi.
Mine's short and sweet. They just said sell in my head. And there's a sense of steady's coming. I got a sense it's about, I feel like actually may come, the steadiness that you need is coming actually fairly quickly, but there may be a 3-month kind of period of unsteadiness that they said this is the end of a pattern for you. And the question to ask yourself is how do I normally do my transitions? So look at how you do your transitions and see if the doubt and all that stuff that's coming up has to do with your reaction to something. But it feels like, I think you made the right choice with sell from my guidance.
To sell right now to these people.
So the clarity from me there was take the step you're on. The step you're on right now is sell to these people. Yes. Whether or not that goes through, I'm not sure. I feel a little weird 3-month thing. So
a 3-month thing of instability afterwards, because you know I have to be out in 7 weeks, 6.5 weeks.
It isn't that you'll be unstable for 3 months. They said your steadiness is coming, and that feels like maybe 2 weeks out, like very soon. There's a 3-month transition time that is the end of a pattern. So look at how you do your transitions and see. Any more there? There's a feeling here to act, just act, just act. That's kind of what they're giving me. Just take action.
Okay.
I feel really relieved too that it's November 23rd. I wrote that down, but previously I had it in me that it was October 23rd. So you got more time than I thought. So
right.
Yeah, great. All right, we've got Cynthia and then Audrey.
Hi, Dee. I also heard a very clear sell, and what I'm really getting from this whole situation is it has to do with like it almost feels like there's a mismatch in rhythm or tempo that's happening, that's creating this discomfort in you right now. But it's also, the big thing is that it's a huge blessing. So I want you to really take that in and feel it in your body, and know that this is happening for you and not to you. And there's going to be a huge set of emotional releases when you do go through the stuff in the house. And I think that it kind of sounds like you might possibly be avoiding kind of taking the next steps because it almost feels like you're trying to stall the sale of the house, when in reality that's not really. It's almost like a distraction as opposed to just committing to selling and getting to the heart of the matter, which is, it sounds like maybe letting go of the past, grieving your parents, whatever is that's going to help you with it. Whatever is after the done deal is really where the blessing lies. But like there's an avoidance to get there because there's a fear or hesitation that it's not for you. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's actually a good thing. You just have to allow yourself to experience it and go through the motions as presently as possible.
Do you think I made the right choice?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard a very clear sell.
Yeah, I am selling it, just whether it's to them or someone after them, if I have a little bit more time or something.
It doesn't really seem to matter who it's to. It's just, that's the decision. It's like, yes, no, it's black or white, sell and just focus on what you really need to be focusing on, which is, packing, grieving, going through the motions of taking steps forward and not micromanaging who's going to get the house and things like that. It'll go to the right people.
I mean, is it okay that I'm taking less? Like I feel stupid. I could have gotten more.
No, those aren't the lessons. That's you being caught up in like the details, but you need to stay like focused on the big picture, which is moving.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you're learning to flow your energy forward and not get caught worrying about all the possible things that could be. So you're facing all of your patterns right here.
Yes, and Audrey's an astrologer. Can I tell you something, Audrey? Yeah, I know you would rather look at my chart to see this, but I'll just tell you real quick. The eclipse on November 19th is the moon in Taurus is 1 degree away from my Venus, which is my chart ruler, in Taurus in the 8th house at 28 degrees. So I felt like, okay, I'll just do this with the eclipse is what I thought.
Sure. Yes. Okay. So if I'm free to speak now, or is it okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm glad I get another chance to, recover or to re-speak on some of the things that we didn't make it clear last time. So since you want to talk astrology, so there's a Chiron in the 12th house and Neptune. So they both are telling me that perhaps you felt a sense of, oh, I didn't get to make the decision. Chiron in the 12th in Aries. I didn't direct this. I can't possibly let other people have made all this decision for me. So I think you have spoken that a few times, like, oh, they told me I have to move by a certain date. So I think maybe that's a very uncomfortable feeling. However, that Venus and South Node in the 8th house of today's chart, the question that we're talking, and also in your own 8th house. So I think you are getting the best money possible because it's accenting, it's emphasizing on your Venus. So you are getting, a large, Venus is really the money, right? So please have no doubt, even though the South Node is there in Sagittarius. So maybe you're hoping that, okay, I need to have some kind of a sense of, freedom or carefreeness or something where I can do this and that. So again, all of that is just thinking, and that will keep you thinking forever, right? Because you never, we can always say there's a possible tomorrow for something better. Okay, so speaking of the chart, it says that you have already made over the hump. So you have already done the Sun, Mars, and Mercury. So they've already moved over the descendant. which is good for you. And then so coming up, we have still yet 3 planets are moving toward the cusp, very close. Moon on the 9th, Pluto on the 10th, and Neptune on the 12th. So all of that indicates to me that you're going to have some actions to take coming up very, very soon, within a month. Maybe that's preparation, maybe that's signing papers and all of that. So I'm sure that you are getting things on the way. And I want to congratulate you. I feel that you have already done the hardest part, which is to make that decision.
Yes, yes, again, the eclipse is on the 19th of November. I have to be out the 23rd of November. It really coincides with it. And the eclipse, the moon is in Taurus. The full moon is in Taurus at 27 degrees. My natal Venus is at 28 degrees of Taurus. So it's very much in conjunction with my Venus, this eclipse.
Very good. Yeah.
I hope it was good.
Thank you, Audrey. Go ahead, Dr. Donna.
This is very short. I can understand all of the turmoil that you've gone through in the past, but the word I got was gift. And your spirit guides and your angels and your archangels were telling me that you wanted to sell the house. And so they manifested that for you. They gave you this gift, and they would appreciate it if you would express your gratefulness by following through on the gift that they have given you. It's a short period, and they know that that is what you can handle. They want you to jump forward quickly, because that will alleviate all of your stress about what Audrey is saying about all these peripheral things. You just go and do it, and thank them for their gift of bringing this fire in for you, because it's what you needed. It's quick, it's clean, and you're ready to go. So I wish you all the best.
It really was the right choice. I keep asking myself this, I thought I needed more time, or I thought I needed more space with this.
Dr. Nadine has something else too. Go ahead, Dr. Nadine.
So there's one more piece. I actually put this in the chatty thingy. 2 things, actually. The first one is that in this lifetime, we are all being given an opportunity to complete contracts and to clear karma. And the house is not your contract. It was for someone else. And the selling of it completes that for whoever the contract was with. That's one piece. The other piece is, I kept hearing the question about, well, should I have held out for more money? And very loud and clear, whatever the additional dollars were that you might have received, should you stop the process and hold out for, let's say it's $5,000. Oh, I would have gotten $5,000 more. Pretty much that the next step you go into would literally have a bill that was exactly to the cent what you would have gotten more for in the contract. And they're very clear about that. It's not about the money. It's completing the contract. You heard it from Dr. Aubrey at the very beginning. Complete the contract, move. The flow is right. Everything's in flow. And when the universe moves, you stay in flow. And I guess there is one more piece. If there's any doubt, it usually means somebody else is in your energy field. So clear them out of your field. This is a time to be certain, to be standing in your seniority for what you are doing. And the doubt usually means somebody else is standing right there. So that's my piece. Blessings to you, very much. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Step forward.
Right. Yes. It looks like this is going to go through. I'm just praying for highest intention, greatest good. So I don't know really what's best. I mean, you guys are telling me this is what's best because it's happening fast, and I needed to get out of here fast. Is that right?
Yeah, people are nodding. I think you can see us. Yeah. I'm so excited for you. I think this is really good. Yeah.
If there's anything about my cat that he needs to know about this transition for him, I'll be moving with him somewhere. I don't know
Great.
where yet. I have no idea. If
Yeah,
not, if there's no time,
anything
we can go.
really quick, but yeah, we gotta go. We've got 20 minutes over. So, okay, go ahead,
Okay.
Audrey. Go ahead. Audrey has something real quick.
Okay, a very quick comment. I drew a card and it was the world. The cat was ready to go. He says, "Yeah,
okay.
world." Okay. That's exactly what he said.
If there's any other messages, great. If not, thank you guys.
Great. Thank you so much, Dee. I'm so glad we had a chance to fit you in, and I'm really, really excited for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. I want to say, Dr. Nadine, I skimmed that poem that you mentioned. That poem is amazing. The poem is there's a link in the chat, everyone. I will go ahead and, well, there's what the title of what it is.
It's called The Invitation. It's called The Invitation. It's by Oriah Mountain Dreamer. And I have it on my wall, but I also typed it up and put it on one of my websites. So that link is there, but it's absolutely beautiful. And there literally is a line in there that says, "And howl at the moon." So Brandy, that was for you. Everybody.
Yeah.
Ow.
Amazing poem.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. And I put in the chat too, the feedback form with the link. If you can give us feedback on today and give us your email address, we'll put you in a drawing for a free 30-minute session with one of us of your choice. We've got several upcoming events. This week on Thursday, we have a Metaphysics and Intuition Learning Circle. So we have 4 of us that are offering exercises this time. It happens to be primarily about energy healing and I say the energy healing, but sensing energy, all sorts of ways of sensing energy is the theme for our learning circle. So if you'd like to do some intuitive exercises on expanding and connecting and opening, right? Sensing energy, come do that with us. Donna's on that circle, and yeah, it'll be great. And 2 other practitioners as well that both do sound healing. And then we've got Thursday, October 21, we have a panel on love, soulmates, and twin flames. Saturday, October 23, we have a training panel on anything and everything. If you're opening to gifts and you'd like to be on the training panel, please reach out. It's half price to ask a question of that panel. So those are practitioners that are newly sharing new modalities, or getting used to getting experience sharing on stage. And then we have, lots of other things coming up too. We have a panel on animal communication and healing on Monday, October 25. Yeah, lots more going on. And we had one practitioner that had to take off. That was Julia Kulak. And thanks everyone for the flexibility with Julie being off screen. Julie is blind. I'm thrilled to be able to include her in our panels. She is available to do readings by phone. She's at Mystic Milieu. So mysticmilieu@gmail.com. That's mysticmilieu@gmail.com. Are there 2 L's? Are there 2 L's? There might be 2 L's. So she does psychic readings and coaching. And all right, let's have everyone else go ahead and do, and I'll put everyone's contact info in the chat again too. Practitioners, go ahead and share your name, all the modalities that you do, and how people can connect with you online so that people go watch the recording later, they can find you. All right, let's see. Cynthia, Dr. Aubrey, and then Donna.
Hello again. My name is Cynthia Okimoto, and my main modalities, I do Reiki, I channel things from your spirit guides, I do healing, a little bit of coaching, but short-term stuff, and I also communicate with pets. And you can contact me through my website. It's newyorkdognanny.com. New York is spelled out, or email is info@newyorkdognanny.com.
Thanks, Cynthia. Dr. Aubrey.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aubrey Wallace. I do naturopathic medicine and mostly right now medical intuition. I also have medical intuitive membership that I call the Art of Transformation, because I think it's about evolving. It's a lot of fun. And you can reach me at draubreywallace.com. Thanks for having me.
So happy to have you again, Dr. Donna.
Hey everybody, my name's Dr. Donna Sauer. You can reach me at dr.sauer@gmail.com. I'm an animal communicator, animal energy healer, and I would love to communicate with you about your pet whether it's here or has crossover into the spiritual. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Dr. Donna. We've got Audrey and then Dr. Nadine.
Okay, thank you. My name is Audrey Lee. I'm with audreyleemetaphysics.com, my name. I do astrology, numerology, tarot, destiny cards, and of course, communicating with the spirit guides or animals or anybody. Whenever you need the mediation, like, oh, you're talking to your boss or your ex-lover or somebody, then that's what I do. I really had a great time talking to everybody tonight. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Audrey. Dr. Nadine.
So it's been a pleasure to participate, and with all of you guys, it's truly been wonderful to be in your energy and to share all of our modalities. As you can see, I'm just the mouth, a huge team that I work with. And what our intention is to meet you where you are, to hear your question, and to weave a path to well-being and being well. And sometimes that's hands-on healing. Sometimes that's going into many pasts to find where the root cause of the issue is, heal it, and allow you to step forward and bring that new energy into this body so that you can truly step forward into being well and well-being. So it's a process, everything's a process. And you've heard tonight is when you are ready to ask the question, the answer's there. And you've had many practitioners here tonight that are very gifted. So open your heart. Who do you connect with? And you're not going to connect with everybody, and that's perfectly okay. No is wonderful. Yes is wonderful as well. So listen and tune in. And if you happen to have teenagers, I'm really putting it out there. There's a need right now for our young to know how to manage themselves, how to manage their energy, how to hold their own, and how to not take on anybody else's crap, right? I'll be 60 in a couple of weeks, and I'll tell you what, I've taken on a lot of other people's crap in my life. And if I can teach that to a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, not mine, not my monkey, let it go. So if you're interested, if you have someone who's interested, I'm Dr. Nadine. My email is drnadine111@gmail.com. And Laureli will put my website up so you can click that and get more information. I do work with animals and humans. Blessings all.
And Dr. Nadine's info is in the chat. If anyone's having trouble getting to it, let me know. I will make sure you get it. And I'm Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader and a body psychology coach. I read your eyes, read your soul to answer questions about your purpose, career path, relationships, help you find relationships that are great for your love life, your work, anything like that. And the body psychology coaching is part of my tools for helping you grow so that you express the best of who you are. I have lots of upcoming events this Wednesday evening. I have Be Here Now in a Circle. It's an opportunity to be deeply present with yourself and be authentic and in connection with other people doing the same. I'm doing eye readings at the beach in Washington at Ocean Shores this weekend. That's October 16 and 17. And then I have 2 social hours for authentic relating. You're interested in doing authentic relating, want a sample, come connect with us at one of our social hours. We'll do some sample transformational games. You get a sense of what that's like. That's Sunday, October 24, Tuesday, November 2. And then I'm offering another 6-week authentic relating deep dive starting Tuesday, November 9, my birthday. All right. More Scorpios. Yay. All right, and we've got more events for MeWe Fairs. You can find out more about us at mewefairs.com, MEWEFAIRS.com. And I didn't say about me. You can find out more about me and all my personal events at LaureliShimayo.com. That's LaureliShimayo.com. Thanks so much for being here, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Blessings.
It's been great being together. Get us all on screen, those who are left. Thanks for being with us again for our second medical intuition panel in a week. Just been amazing, full and crowded again. Lovely being together and doing all this.